Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another great day here at the closing argument. Today is Tuesday, the second day of the new month. Yes, the new month. That's September. For all the Leos out there, this is your month. As for me, September is usually considered the broke month in our house. As three of our kids are born in September. Great month, though. Today we have our special guests from the PAP, the babies of all the political parties in Liberia. The organizing chair of the PAP is here. We will delve into what it is that the PAP sees differently from the other 1,000 political parties. What's their vision? When I used to be with the United Way, we had a lot of organizations would come in with grant, beautifully written proposals for funding. And my job was to cut through the chase, go beyond the glossy papers, and ask the question. You say you need $50,000 or you need $1 million to do this project. How realistic is it that you're going to succeed? Has this been done somewhere else before? Is it considered best practice? So we are going to be going down the same route with the new political party. What is their philosophy? How is this new party different from the Unity Party, the ANC, the CDC, the CMC, the True We Party, the MDR, the ADP, you name it? So Mr. Ahmed Salif is going to be here to talk about his political party. What is it they intend to do? Do they have the capability to do what is it they want to do? Do they have the manpower or the people power or woman power to do what is it they want to do? Do we have a timeline? When are they going to be doing these things? Who's going to do them? How are they going to be done? And how are they going to measure success? We are going to be delving into these issues with Mr. Salif. But before we bring in Mr. Salif, let me talk about a few things that are happening in the country. Oh, by the way, thank you. I'm wearing my bow tie here today. I was in Minnesota and a gentleman walked up to me. His name is Trocom Page. He said, you might be a Bassa man. And I said, why you say that? He said, you're like wearing bow tie. You like to be suave. So to get back at Mr. Page, I'm going to wear a different bow tie for the rest of the week. Every day I'm going to wear a different bow tie to make him mad, to upset Mr. Trocom Page. So Trocom Page, wherever you are, tune in. I'm going to wear a different bow tie, and I'm going to dedicate this whole week to you for calling me a Bassa man. That being said, let's look at some of the headlines here. before we bring in our guest. He's in the studio. Right off the top, the former president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, said she regrets not doing more for Liberian youth after the Civil War. This is what the former president said. She regrets not doing more for the youth. She abandoned the youth, she says. I'll read just a little bit. This will be your teaser. We'll discuss it later on during the show or on another day. The former president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Africa's first elected female head of state, says her biggest regret after leading her country out of 2 brutal civil wars is not doing enough to heal the wounds of the young people. And I'm going to leave it there. That is from the horse's mouth. The first female president that was elected to run our country. She is confessing that she failed the young folks. This is Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. The LDEA boss ordered mandatory drug tests for agents, urge a holistic fight. The fight against trafficking and addiction of afflicted drug remains the greatest national threat, says the newly appointed officer in charge of the Liberian Drugs Enforcement Agency, Deputy Commissioner for Police, Fitzgerald Biago. Biago took a drug test. We don't know who administered the test. We don't know what the results of the test will be. We don't know when the results are going to be published. While we are on the drug issue, the Liberia investigator says Liberia immigration officer is caught on tape telling you to hide the drug business. What is going on with the LDEA folks? Monrovia, Liberia Immigration Service Deputy Controller Jacob Jala is facing public backlash after a video surfaced showing him telling vulnerable youth that if they engage in drug trafficking, they should hide it and not call him for help when they are arrested. This is the deputy controller, the guy who controls everything, Jacob Jala. He said, you see everywhere they're catching people, carrying them to South Beach, Monrovia Central Prison for drug abuse and for the drug business, right? And the kid said, yeah. So if you want to do your drug business, hide it. When they catch you, don't call me. Hide your drug. You're selling your drug, hide it. Don't let them catch you. When they catch you, don't call me for help. Don't put me in trouble. This is LDEA. I don't know where to get these folks from, but the deputy controllers is telling the folks, if you are a drug trafficker, you are a drug dealer, hide it. Don't let them catch you, because when they catch you, don't call me. Hide it. You are a drug dealer, you drug trafficker, hide it. Hide the drug. Don't let them catch you. When they catch you, don't call me. Just hide it. You are a drug trafficker. Let me welcome Myean. Myean, how you doing there, young man?
I'm doing good, Mr. Gayman, and how you doing as a family, as the girls?
Everybody is doing well, except our LDEA folks. This one shocked me.
That's the kind of country we have.
Huh?
I said that's the kind of country we have.
The deputy controllers are telling the folks, hide the drugs. Don't let them catch you. If they catch you, don't call me. What is going on over there? Then, on the other hand, it said the LGA officer in charge of the mandatory drug test for staff. Liberia Interim Drug Enforcement Agency Chief Commissioner Fitzgerald has ordered a mandatory nationwide drug test for all LGA officers, vowing that those who lead the war on narcotics will themselves be beyond reproach. This is what he is saying. Who's going to do the drug test? And who's going to publish? How do we know whether he took the drug test? Whether it's for real? How do we know? Tomorrow, though, we are going to have the ANC Congressional Youth here. The ANC Youth Congress have told the government that government had lost its moral compass. ANC Youth Congress says the Alternative National Youth Congress has released a scathing third State of the Youth report accusing President Joseph Yuma Waka government of betraying the Liberian people and failing to address the pressing national issues. That's tomorrow. The ANC folks, the young folks are going to be here. On the good side, 50 business development services provide entrepreneur support organizations, receive capacity building on an Accelerator 360 program to boost small and medium enterprise business across Liberia. So, before we bring in our guest, Mr. Myean, what is going on the ground? What is it that we need to talk about real briefly before our guests come in?
Okay, so Mr. Gayman, like everyone will know, today we have a lot of things going on within the country, most especially everyone attention were at the ministerial complex today, where the government of Liberia breaks ground for the construction of two overpasses, bridges within the Converton Belt and also the entire Mosrado, because this overhead bridge, like we call it in Liberia, overhead bridge, it will be able to enhance the traffic congestion, and also they will be able to help the drivers and help the citizens who will be going to various destinations to be able to reach to their area on time. Because if you leave from Painesville, here you go into town, probably you might be going to work maybe around the Ministry of Finance or Broad Street, and your usual time of work is about 9 to 10 o'clock. Probably about you might wake up around 6 or 5 a.m. to wake up earlier because you want to get at work. If you don't do that, you will get late every day, because the kind of traffic we have in Liberia is very, very serious. At times, if you leave from here in the morning about 5, 6, 7, before you reach around 10 to 11, you sit in traffic, huge traffic, not just or traffic that you sit there for like 5 to 10 minutes. Sometimes go up to 30 minutes. Most especially the place that we usually experience traffic is around the Bamuma area, and that way also you experience traffic after the zone 3 depot around the Converton Belt. And also if you pass the farm for the belt around that terrain, you'll be able to experience another traffic there. So a lot of area along that way, if you go into town, you'll be able to experience traffic. So if according to the operation person from the Ministry of or Public Work, if this road is built to if this road is constructed and done, it will be able to help Liberians, it will be able to help people, because if you leaving from Painesville and you are heading towards the Boulevard area, if you are not stopping along that route, you can use the overhead bridge to be able to reach that route quickly. But if you are stopping along that from Painesville to that the Boulevard belt, you'll be able to use the honor lane, where you'll be able to stop along the way. But as long as you are using that overhead bridge, you'll not be able to stop in between there, because they will only allow you to use that route if you are stopping from Pinsville to that of Boulevard Junction. That's the only time. So a lot of things went on. We listened to the president today, and with this project, we've been hearing from citizens, we've been hearing from opposition that this project was negotiated in the year 2022 with the former president George Manawia regime, where the public work minister Mana Ruth Coker Collins, she's the one who negotiated this entire project with the Chinese government. And a lot of Liberians were saying government is continuity. If this government leaves from there and that another government comes in, this the same thing that we experience. So it's not something like we are still seeing this like, oh, we will say we are project and that early project, and we come again in Joseph Baga, yeah, we see another person project. So I don't think it will be necessary. Let us as Liberians come together, because if we say we can say anything on this project, we should be saying something after the government have already announced that from now to 2027, if this project is not done within that time frame that they have shown the Liberian people, that's the time we should come out and say, yeah, this is just something like, oh, the Liberian people, the government feel the Liberian people, or the Joseph Newman administration, the lot of the Liberian people, that they were going to construct this project, and then they did not do it, and then we come into election now. So I think that's the time Liberians should be able to come out, but we should not show it to be like we are all partisan, we doing this for our party or love for politicians. Though that's something that I don't think will be necessary. It's something like I personally degrade. It's not something like it will be necessary for our country, because we all as Liberians we should come together. Because if you pray for your country, you should be able to pray for your government, whether you from opposition, no matter your status, no matter your religion. We all need to pray for our country and be able to pray for our leaders, because if this government succeed, the next government will be able to have smooth time, be able to have good operation to be able to do the Liberian people work. But if you pray for this government to fail, and then this government leave for in power, another government that will be able to come there, they themselves will be able to be praying for you to be able to fail. So I don't think it will be necessary. So it will be like repeatedly after from one government to another. It will not be able to do anything for our country. It will keep carrying us backward while the other countries out there they are doing good things for themselves. They are coming together, no matter the political affiliation. If this government wins, they all come together and be able to put support, put ideas together to see how best they can be able to push the country forward. But to sit there and be like degrading something. So one thing I observed is that this same project that was to be launched that is launched today, it was to be launched some part of February, where we started to ask the government what's the reason is that this project is delaying. So based on that, the public work minister explained that this place that they are building, the overhead bridge, we have a lot of citizens, a lot of Liberians who have their homes, have their property there. So they are working on other things to be able to pay them off, so that they can be able to relocate to another place that they can be able to start this project. So that was the reason that this entire overhead bridge project been delaying since February. And then today, officially, the president launched this entire project. So this project will go up to August or October 2027. And that's the time this project we should be expecting to be officially turned over to the Liberian people, so that they can be able to use it. So we also saw today at that same program, we also saw today from the former senator of Nima County, daughter Prince Johnson, his daughter Queen Johnson. She made a huge allegation against the MCC boss of corruption and all of misconduct within the MCC. But this particular video for her had been circulating on the social media just during the program up to of the present. This video has been circulating on the social media. That's all Liberians, opposition, both opposition unit and ruling party. They are viewing this entire video, what she's saying. And according to her, she made a serious allegation against him. So we would like to just pass through it, and then maybe probably if the Liberian people will be waiting to listen to her voice, to listen to what she said and some of the allegations that were made by herself towards the MCC boss. We'll also play it for Liberian people to know. But we have our guest. Our guest is in studio.
Yes,
So
bring the guests in. We will discuss the video, and then we will also discuss the article, the write-up from Dr. Moniba.
yeah, yes.
Dr. Moniba wrote something nice we will discuss when our guest leaves. But his contention is, why does it remain so difficult for Liberia to truly develop? This overhead bridge was first committed to in 2015, 2016, alongside the ministerial complex. I know because I was in the room helping to plan and negotiate it as the Minister of Public Works, Judy Bryant, and then Deputy Minister Gideon. Yet, from 2017 to 2024, nothing tangible has been done. Now, nearly 10 years later, we celebrate a groundbreaking for the very same bridge that should have been completed long ago. This is not progress. This is delayed, he said. It is mediocrity. And it is painful reminder of how slowly we are moving while other countries that were once behind us are racing forward. That is Dr. Moniba. We'll discuss all of these political issues when our guests leave. But for now, let me welcome the organizing chair of the PAP, Ahmed K. Salif II. Welcome, Chief. How you doing now?
I'm all right, Jerome. Thank you for the invitation. It's an honor to be here. I'm looking forward to the conversation.
Excellent. Let me welcome the Dean of our Cabinet, Honorable Sylvester Pewee. How you doing there, Chief? You are muted.
I'm good, Chief. Thank you for having me. I'm good.
Excellent, excellent. And Mr. Pewee with us today is Honorable Ahmed K. Salif II, the organizing chair of the PAP. We don't know why he's here. We're going to discuss what the PAP is, what the PAP wants to do, what is their vision, what is their mission, what is it they're going to do, how they're going to do it. Do we have a timeline? Have they done this before? What sets them apart from the 22 other political parties and the 10 that is coming? So if anybody else is off with the encyclopedia of answers, I think it is Honorable Ahmed K. Salif. Chief, welcome. How are you doing, and how is Liberia treating you?
Thank you again, Jerome. I'm doing well, except I'm tired today, actually sleepy. Being in the organizing chair of a fast rising political movement is more than a 24/7 job. You know, you're working on timelines of multiple continents. You barely sleep. So other than that, I'm doing well. I'm really excited for our country, and I'm here to discuss the People's Action Party, PAP, and answer those questions that you have, and you and other Liberians who may be listening to us around the country on radio, who may be watching your program live right now. So I'm here, and I'm really excited for the opportunity to present the PAP to the Liberian people.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, do us a favor, share this show. Let the folks know that we have the much talk about PAP here. And we are going to be talking about governance. We are going to be talking about issues that affect our country. I want to welcome 96.1 Truth FM, 107.9 Hot FM, and Care Radio. If you are honor our voice, this is your chance to interact with the chair. I will call him the chair. He doesn't want me to call him the chair. He says he's the organizing chair, but the organizing chair sits in a chair to organize, so I will call him the chair for now. Thank you very much for coming, guys. Share the show, put your comments in the section. If you have questions, we are going to open the line for you to call in and ask questions. And he is, like I told you, well versed, knows his stuff, and nothing gets under his skin. First of all, Mr. Ahmed Salif, please tell us who is Ahmed K. Salif II.
Thank you, Jerome, again. I am really grateful for this privilege and opportunity to speak to Liberia and to speak to the nation, speak to the Liberian people, our people, across the length and breadth of the country, across the Liberian diaspora, and friends of Liberia and residents of Liberia. So I always say that this is the hardest part of any interview that I do, to talk about oneself. It's a segment that I dread, but it's necessary because the task that I have been called to lead is an awesome obligation and responsibility. And so people have the right to know who I am, where I come from, what makes me tick, and so I'm happy to answer specific questions as to my identity and who I am. But I first and foremost, to speak directly to your question, see myself as a Liberian, as a son of Liberia, a Liberianist, someone who focuses on the progress of Liberia, someone who believes in his country, who believes that Liberia can make progress, can be better than what it is today, and has the wherewithal to make it happen like this. I am a son of Western Liberia, and not just by rhetoric, by birth and by family and by lived experience. A little bit of Grand Kehleboe County, Matana side of things. My mother's people, the Nyenwolo from Mokboma. If you're listening to me, shout out to you. The Kehleboes of Garguah district. My Matana grandmother was from Bonzwan in Grand Kehleboe. And I was born in Tottenham Borough in Bum Hills. My parents lived and settled there and did business there, I'm the child of the 70s and grew up the 80s. But not only that, our traditional home, my father's traditional home, is a historic town near Bopolu City called Medina, where my great-grandfather, Philibbean, opened and established that town. It's a very historic town. If you know anything about Liberian Mandingo history, it originates from Medina and Bopolu. And on the Swine Maka side of things, our people, they certainly are from the original root is Medina, but we also have another ancestral town where I spent some of my formative years called Mecca. The Swine Mecca, the Mecca in the Swine Mecca side of things. I spent time there, began my early education there. Actually, I went to school late, maybe my early teens, late pre-teens years. Spent a lot of time on the farm in Kehleboe with grandmother and uncles and cousins over there, and then spent time on my parents' farm. We have a farm in a place called Gongbeah district in Bapolu County. It's called Zala Yema. It's a sudden hill that's called Zala Yema. This sudden tree in the forest that people call Zala. And so we're on the hill. The farm is there. My siblings are running there. It's not fully developed as we would like, but we've reopened it since the war ended, and folks are there. We have some of the forested land still in that part of the country, and we're proud of that. We're going to develop that farm. But in terms of maybe growing up, education, I ended up in Logan Town with my maternal uncle. He's passed now, who sent me to public school, first Boswan Junior High School. And then the war hit. Then I moved to Sierra Leone as a refugee, where I attended several schools, graduating from the Peninsula Secondary School near our refugee camp, 20 or 30 miles outside of Freetown. Began early, University of Frobe College. Then their own civil war hit, got displaced, went to another refugee camp, Burumbura camp in Ghana. Spent some time there, tried to get an education. We were chasing education, trying to improve ourselves. Having seen how the conflict was ravaging our country, and how others, humanitarians, total strangers coming to our refugee camps, helping us, to survive, whether it's emergency food assistance, shelters, and things like that. So early on, I made a commitment that if I was lucky and got an education, I would do something to give back to humanity, particularly to my country. And that is the principle that's guided my education, my career. Everything I studied in school is always about trying to give back. So from a refugee kid to a scholar to a doctoral candidate, soon to be, completing that program at the University of Minnesota, having studied University of Hamlin University in St. Paul, Minnesota. Anyone who knows Hamlin, it's called the Harvard of the Midwest. It's a small liberal arts university where the elites around here send their kids to school. A refugee kid, I ended up there not because I was, I have money or anything, but just by sheer luck. And I was grateful for that. So required some education, worked in international development, worked in governance, on governance matters, human rights, and so on. Have spent a lot of time in Liberia, supporting Liberia, working in Liberia, undertaking different ventures in the country, around the country. So I'm happy to dive deep into some of those specifics if you're interested. But let me stop here and really look forward to your questions and the conversations themselves.
Great. If you are from the Boswin school system, of all your achievement, that is the one that will be grounding you to Liberia, Boswin. Let me welcome the chief. I
went to other schools in Liberia, in all fairness, but I highlight Boswin. I think I have some of the greatest memories there. So let's.
Okay. Yeah. Boswin. All the folks from Boswin. You got a representative here who is representing you well. Honorable Pewee, here is our guest. Those of you that went to school in Liberia from grade to the end, like he says, one saying from the present president, President Joseph Boakai, he said, "Don't stop until what's chasing you stops."
Right.
The lack of education was chasing this man. He never stopped until he got what he wanted to get, and he's still being chased. So here he is. Pewee, we have a guest here. Your first take, first shot at this great man and a great organization. Let's know what this organization is all about. You are muted.
I always can mute myself and forget. Jerome always tell me, don't do this, don't do that. But again, let me say a very wonderful good evening to you and welcome to you, Mr. Salif. I listened to your brief story. I'm impressed by that, and it's also good to always listen to a comrade narrating this kind of a touching story. The passion for education is very important. It's paramount towards pushing our country forward. That's a very good thing. But before I can kick this thing rolling with you and not getting started, from our perspective, I just want to know, have you been a member of any political party before in Liberia?
No, I have not. I've not ever registered as a member of parties into any political party. So, though I've provided support, tactical support, advice to political individuals and political parties.
Okay, so you've been a sympathizer to a certain political individual or political party, not a member of any political party. That's correct.
Not a member, but I've been sympathetic to Liberia. Anyone who I saw, I thought was making progress or had good intentions to move the country forward and ask for my help, I provided.
Okay, good. Just a short thing. I just want to set the business to what we go with that. Why have you not joined any political party in the country?
Because, I've said this many times, and I'll keep saying it. People say that it's a collective rebuke, but it's not to cast any aspersion or impugn anybody's name or any party's name. It's the culture of political party in Liberia. Look, from 1869, the Republican Party and the True Whig Party, when Edward James Roy was president, got elected. I believe it's under the True Whig Party umbrella. It was always really about individuals, about group of individuals, whether it was dark-skinned Americo-Liberians or mulatto light-skinned Americo-Liberians who were call themselves the Republicans and the dark-skinned, mostly from rural Liberia, Maryland, and other places, set up the True Whig Party to more modern parties in Liberia, if you will, like the Unity Party with the late Dr. Edward Biankesely, with the Liberia Action Party and so forth. The focus has always been personality-driven, individuals-driven, and not institutions, and not institutionalism. And that translates into governance, how we run our country, how we think about government itself. So those who study statecraft, those who study how countries have developed or how countries take off, they emphasize that one has to build inclusive institutions. By that, I mean institutions that are diverse, institutions that focus on developing and growing leaders who then can deliver, that are immune and can deliver for their people, for their communities, for their countries. And so we are introducing a new idea, a new way of doing politics in Liberia, saying, look, listen, we have the wherewithal, we have what it takes to move our country forward. We're not happy with the conditions of the country. We're not happy with the state of affairs of our people and of the country. And the way politics is currently done, people seem to be very reticent, reluctant, or complacent, and sort of comfortable with where they are. You get some kind of government appointment, you have a big title, maybe you have a nice air-conditioned vehicle, you build a big house. If you're a corrupt person, you steal public funds, you mortgage your country's future, you compromise your country's progress at the expense of the future of the country. Look, according to the World Bank, 60% of the population of Liberia is under the age of 15. That is a youthful population. And the same World Bank report, you can look it up, 2024, 2025, talks about how the country still is ravaged by abject poverty, how the country's, the state itself lacks state capability. And the Human Development Index of the World Bank says that Liberia is at 177th out of 193 countries. It means that on all human development measure, we are behind. What is food security? What is human development? What is capacity in terms of how well your people are doing? How trained are your people? How educated are your people? How can they technically engage in agriculture, engage, provide electricity, run the public institutions and the private sector? They're saying that we are 77th and we are one of the poorest countries in the world. And no World Bank, you don't have to wait for a multilateral institution to tell you that. My point here is that we are in a bad place. How do we extricate ourselves? How do we pull ourselves out of this difficult situation? It's not politics about individuals. It's by building a political party that suggests and brings about actions that will drive the country in a direction which is not based on any one individual. It's not about any one individual. So the PAP, our ideology, I'm happy to talk more about it, but just on the sort of surface of it, we want to introduce new culture, a culture of institutionalism in our politics rather than individualism.
Okay, so that's why I was just trying to take you back a little bit, get that brief issue from you now, bring back to the PAP. What differently? Because that's why I said that you join a political party before you said no, and why you didn't want, you narrated this point just now. What right. differently is the PAP engaging that capture your attention to now deciding to say, I'm going to be part of this political institution? You talk about, and we all been arguing about this, we talked about building strong institutions. And one of the favorite statements I ever heard from former President Barack Obama is Africa don't need strong men. They need stronger institutions. But that the continent will move forward. What differently is the PAP engaged with that is pushing Mr. Ahmed Salif to come and be part of this issue? What differently have you seen? Because we have a lot of we have different kind of political party. The proliferation of political institutions are all over in the country.
Got it.
What differently?
Thank you.
Now captivating your attention.
Thank you for that question. Look, I didn't join the PAP. I'm the organizing chair. I'm not an acting chair. It's different under the law. The Election Commission guidelines requires a group of people who desire to form a political party and must first establish what's called the organizing committee.
That's
15
correct.
individuals, each from each of the counties around the country. And then they appoint a chair, an organizing chair. It means that I am the chief architect of the PAP. I am the chief builder, if you will, of the PAP. So no one just chose me and said, okay, we'll appoint you today after we've established the party. First of all, it's a proposed party. We are in advanced stages of
You said you are the chief architect of it?
Yes,
now
because
going
I'm
back
chief,
now to this individualism again that you just spoke
No, it was
so you are the chief architect of one of the chief architects. So is it
Sylvester, allow me.
I'm allowing you. I just want you to clarify that point.
Okay, thank you. That's not the same at all. You're conflating two things into one. That's not the individualism culture that we're going away, breaking away from. I'm telling you what the law says. You have to have an organizing committee, appoint an organizing chair. And that organizing chair is the agent of record who is responsible to respond to the Election Commission's questions and inquiries and communicate all correspondences and things like that. The law says you must have that person, and that person happens to have been me, who was asked to lead this work. Chief architect, because it means that you are helping, you're leading the charge to build the institution. So it's not about Ahmed Salif, it's not about any one individual. If you come in our chat room or any of our gatherings, this is one thing that we enforce, and you'll hear more about it through this interview tonight. So, Chief Architect, because there are things that ought to be in place under the law of our country, whether it's the Constitution or the guidelines governing establishing political party or independent candidates, right? There are specific things you must do in order to be certificated, to be recognized legally as a political party in the republic. And the commission recognizes one person who is the chair, who goes back and works with the organizing committee. So I'm that person. That's why I'm here talking to you.
Real quick before I go back to
Jerome, I think I didn't answer the question, what makes the PAP different? He got me sidetracked by this individualism versus institutional.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
Quickly. Look, the PAP, our central ideology is we call ourselves social democrats, social democratic ideology, the Liberian way. I can explain that. It means that we are people-centered party. We care about people. We take actions that address the immediate needs of our people, at the same time planning for the future. We'll say we're social democratic, pragmatic, action-oriented, yet free market economic party. That means, well, okay, so what are the social policy issues that are impacting our people? Is it public house, lack of public housing? Is it food insecurity? Is it health issues? What are those vulnerabilities that are impacting the conditions of the people in the immediate terms, right? Our party believes that you address those things, the so-called bread and butter issues, while you're taking pragmatic actions to develop the country, to advance the country, right? And you do so not by engaging necessarily in, going around asking for aid, asking for other people to give you money. It's by looking internally. That's where the free market economic thing comes in. You access markets, you invite private corporations, engage with folks who will come and want to do business with you, use the country's resources to better its citizens. That's what our party is focused on.
Great. Let me go through. So, have you received any letter from the NEC or the organ of the government authorizing you now as an official party?
No, we haven't reached that. The way it works is, Jerome, it's a very complicated process, actually, long process to establish a political party. Any group that goes through that and emerges on the other side, you ought to give them respect. The commission is very thorough. They make you to go through a series of processes. So we are now, just today, actually, we submitted our final filing to the commission in response to a list of requirements that would then lead them to issue us a letter to say, we want to come to inspect your party headquarters in the capital city. And they have specific requirements for how the headquarters should look like, how many offices, how many conference rooms, what capacity of the courtyard, the environment, how safe it is, all of those things, how many bathrooms and things like that, what percentage of women you have, you in your preliminary list and so forth. So that's the stage now. The filing we did today, we're hoping we will receive a letter that says, all right, we're about to inspect your headquarters. After that, then they ask you to take your proposed party to its first national convention, where you elect party officials, a standard bearer, and appoint other officials who will then steer the affairs of the party. So the question, no, we haven't been fully certificated yet. That's why we keep saying we are a proposed party.
Okay, today we're going to go to who is Joseph to this particular organization.
Is that a question, or are you going to go there?
Yes.
Okay. Look, Senator Sir Joseph, as you know, whether you like him or not, agree with him or not, he's a magnet in Liberian politics. He's a major stakeholder, someone whose work, who's demonstrated work with his people, particularly in Mansourado County and other counties as well, we believe align with the ideals of the People's Action Party. So he's an affiliate, he's an associate to the party. He's someone whom we invited based on what we see him do, his lifestyle as a politician, what is building a technical college, what is about bringing containers of medical supplies, taking them to various counties, what is building markets for our people, what is building, paying tuitions or advocating for government to provide certain services to his constituents, but also to other folks around the country by and large. We believe as a group, both in Liberia and outside of Liberia, folks who came together and thought that the PAP was the right way to go, invited the senator. He's a sitting senator, and we don't speak for him. He has his own office. He speaks for himself. He has staff. We're now affiliated with that. He's not the standard bearer, nor the political leader of the PAP, at least not yet. Because I just said earlier, under the law, you're invited to take your proposed party to its first convention, national convention, where your delegates then will elect officials, including standard bearer / political leader. If the senator puts his name forth at a convention and delegates find him worthy of being standard bearer of the party, if we elect him, then he will be our leader, and we will work with him to propagate the ideology of the party and to advance the causes of the country.
Before I go to Honorable Pewee here, let me read the interview that he just had with Leonard Dudu of the Liberian Investigator today, September 2nd, 2025. It says, Mansourado County Senator Sir Joseph, political leader of the newly minted People's Action Party, says Liberia faces a looming health crisis that could prove catastrophic if leaders fail to act, and vow his party will focus on solution rather than political insults. Speaking Monday on OKFM, Joseph warned that Liberia's fragile health sector is at a breaking point. 10 to 20 years from now, considering our health system and situation, when nothing changes, in the next 12 years, we all will die, he says. If we don't put in place a robust healthcare system, some of us here, including me, will not be living. That is the reality, he says. The senator said the crisis called for honest and urgency and urgent, noting that nurses are overwhelmed and many patients lose hope because they don't have full treatment. So he, as political leader of the party, will make sure that he put in place a robust healthcare system. Are you contradicting each other here?
Not at all, Jerome. Listen, I listened to that entire interview. Not once did the senator attribute to himself that he was the political leader of the PAP. Reporters in Liberia, unfortunately, mischaracterize, misrepresent. I've been at events where I've spoken and they've, misrepresented me. I give you an example. The Montserrado County organizing group of the PAP went to have an acquaintance meeting, and the senator graced the occasion. He spoke there. They said at the launch of the PAP. We didn't say that was a launch of the PAP because you can't launch until election commission's certificates you, right? That's just an example. And then we went to clean our newly acquired headquarters in Congo Town, and the senator showed up there as well. Look, I mean, it's a new party. We want to demand. He's a sitting senator. He's a magnet. He's part of the PAP. No denying that. He shows up, and people were very excited. So that entire interview, he did discuss the beliefs and the ideologies and political philosophy of the PAP. I listened to that, and so some of the quotes you attributed to him were accurate. That he said that. But in the very quote that you just read, he didn't say, I am the political leader. The reporter said, the political leader of the PAP. So look, when the time comes and the senator is a political leader, we will say so, and we will proudly present him and represent him and work with him under the party's doctrine. Because, you see, Jerome, there are a lot of people who are attracted to the PAP. Let me tell you now, whether in the legislature, in current government, other parties, people are resigning from their parties and they're trooping to the PAP. PAP is a rising political movement. It's a grassroots, people-oriented party that has the political philosophy that listen institution over individuals, service over status, results over rhetoric. We're saying the people, not power. We're serious about that. We want to build together. We want to prosper together. So these are now sound bites or rhetorics. I mean, I have to speak to these things. I have to go around the country and appear on platforms like yours, on radio stations at home and so on, and encourage people to join the party and explain what the party is to the Liberian people in the village they're out there. Other than that, you will see us acting more than talking, because we're saying, there's been a problem in our country. We've been far too comfortable with just, praising ourselves and acting less and really sitting around seeing our people suffer in abject poverty. That's not to say people are not doing things marginally. They are. I mean, there have been successive administrations in and out of the Liberian government. Some have done well, some have done absolutely nothing to alleviate the suffering. The unjustifiable suffering and conditions of our people. You just ought to look at the capital city as a Liberian and see if you are proud that a European diplomat has to come to your home and say, this is the filthiest capital city of the world. This is the dirtiest city that I've seen so far. And then we are so angry. But it's just the truth to it. How can we, proud Liberians, who were once people who built Africa, others came to our country, South Africans, Namibians, Zimbabweans, those freedom fighters, they came to Liberia. Nelson Mandela or Kwame Nkrumah came to Liberia. They send the people to our business school, to our law school, our medical school. Where are we today? So we cannot be proud of that. We ought to do something. We have the obligation and responsibility to do something that changes mindset, that changes behavior, so that we can move the country in the right direction. And we have some ideas and some practical solutions to suggest. We will.
Great. We will come down to that. Honorable Pewee, I have not heard anything that separates PAP or the proposed party. We're not going to go to the other party. We are going for the honcho, which is the Unity Party, because that's the party we all want to get out of power. I have not heard anything that separates PAP
That's not fair, Jerome. That's not a fair characterization. I've told you existing political parties and their cultures have been about individuals, and the evidence is there.
I understand.
It's not unnecessarily saying. I'm saying we're here to act. I've laid out the differences in the philosophy, the ideologies. What is Unity Party's stated ideology, Jerome?
Oh, I don't know. All I hear about is arrest.
What is the CMC stated ideology?
Well, the CMC has, of course I can. The CMC, like I said today, is not a CMC day. Today is
okay, so I'm just trying to challenge you
what I'm saying here is exactly what you came to do.
Okay.
To tell us what sets you apart from everybody else.
Let's do it then.
I have here the legal document for the PAP, I mean for the CMC, and it won't be fair for me to read because, like you say, you are in a formative stage. Right. So nothing is solid yet, but we want to see. Mr. Pewee, go ahead.
Thank you, Jerome. I listened to the organizing chair, and at one point he's trying to distance Joseph, but in the explanation, Joseph is attending almost all of the major program for this organizing body. I just want you to tell this audience what is the senator's own personal role he's playing with this party briefly before I get to my next question, because just the moment we listen to you say, Sir Joseph is not this, but he's almost at almost all of the major function.
Yes.
So what is the role in the organizing issue of this party?
The attention is focused on the senator because he's a sitting senator, because of who he is, because of what he does in the country. But there were hundreds of other Liberians who are so moved by these ideas and the action, the things they've seen or doing, what we're about, what we're setting up to do. They've been going to our events. This man is a member, a partisan, a would-be partisan of this party. He's an associate to the PAP.
Okay, so he's just an associate to this PAP.
Yes, because
to the incoming political party.
No, we haven't gotten to a point where we've elected any official.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's just an associate.
He's an associate.
Is he a founding ideologue?
He's not a founding member. No, he's not.
He's not a founding member.
He's not a founding member. It means that he's not on any founding documents at all.
I come to say, is he not part of this funding movement for now?
He is, but he's not on the committee. Let me tell you.
But you just said he's not a founding member.
No, Pewee, I explained earlier what the election guideline says. You establish an organizing committee of X number of individuals. They elect a chair among themselves. And that chair is the organizing chair who's going to run this thing here, okay? Until then, the commission issues you a letter to go canvass for 3,000 members, initial members, okay? At least in 6 counties, 500 per county.
Is he one of the signatory to organizing the party?
He's not a signatory to anything, but he's one of the 3,000 people that we've canvassed for.
Okay. So my next question, I just want to know, and this is very good. I listened to you, and you went deep back to the two-week party and other political institutions in our country. We've been having a lot of proliferation of different political institutions, and many of those political parties haven't really consistently talk to the people of Liberia how the intent of institutional building rather than individualistic way of thinking on a political party is. We went back to most of those political institutions. They've been funded by individuals. Right. If you can recall, when the slim president passed, the NPPL went down, went off. When the former president went to jail, the NPP just broke down, and the rest of that. But I want to find out from you the way, because we'll learn that this new political party got an institution, a headquarters, and all those things. I just want to know, where's the funding coming from for this organizing political party, a brand new institution coming up? We're seeing a lot of things unfolding. So we just want to know, where is the funding coming from? What's the channel of the funding?
Fair enough. Look, when a group of citizens is moved to take action, they do take action. We've been donating money, volunteer contributions, among ourselves, both at home and abroad, Liberian citizens coming together and saying, let's do this. An affiliate or a member of our organization gave us a owner equity loan. I mean, as an organization, you go to people say, look, who here is willing to put down $2,000? Who's willing to come over? So from 100 Liberty to $100,000. We've had donations people put there. Initially, the commission requires that you must have a bank account with a balance no less than $10,000. You must have an indemnity insurance that is $100,000. So we've had people volunteer to do those things, and we say, look, the law says you must acquire a headquarters in the capital city. And they will inspect the headquarters. It has to be furnished. It has to be to a certain safety standards and all of that. Who's willing to loan us money? We enter an MOU with individuals in the party, and they put the money forth. It's not against the law. That's what the organizing process is about. As the organizing chair, my job is to look for those resources. My job is to.
Who's paying for your party headquarters?
Say that again.
Who's paying for the party headquarters?
I've just stated that we've raised money. We acquire a loan from one of us who's willing.
Sure, the bank is giving a loan. Listen, if you are a political institution, I come in, Chief. You are a political institution.
I didn't say a bank.
I listen to you criticize other political parties, and I like that. The new political party is coming. You just broke a very great news. I hear that you're taking a loan. So, which bank is giving this loan, and how much is this loan?
A bank does not. A bank can give you a loan, but an individual can have resources.
What's the name of the individual in terms of transparency?
No, I'm not.
And how much is the loan?
Hold on, Mr. Sylvester. You see, as a journalist, I went to journalism school a little bit myself. When there's some information that if the individual, the donor, wants to remain anonymous, we will do that for now. We will do that. I just told you.
Are you not a transparent political party?
Hold on.
Pewee, let me interject here. We don't want to make this
yes,
but Ahmed.
Let me clear that up because we will create a perception problem here. See?
Because I got a release here from Sir Joseph where he said he paid $100,000. That was on Monday last week, where he said he spent $100,000 to purchase a headquarters in the Myean all over the place.
I think you didn't do justice to me, Gayman.
No, I'm coming. No, I just want to mention I'm coming. Go ahead. I just want to put that in. Go ahead and Pewee land so I can go to.
Okay, so now there we were coming, and Mr. Chairman, I like your tenacity and the focus and the exuberance you bring to bear, and that is an extraordinary thing for a political party chair. You have to be robust in terms of defending the political institution. But what I want you to do, Mr. Chairman, is that this party is in the formative stage, and you try to project transparency. And they say when you talk about equity, your hands should be absolutely clean in terms of just opposing your facts versus other things that will come out. Now, the statement that was just read by Mr. Gayman about your not political leader, one of your members, in terms of this new coming up political party. There's an organizing political institution putting down $100,000 to buy. What can you speak to that?
I told you earlier, Sir Joseph is a politician. They speak the language, they speak to their people, they do things to rile people up. And I'm not here to speak for the senator. I'm not a spokesperson.
Did he give the party?
I don't work for him.
Did he give the new party $100,000?
I don't work for him. I do not work for his office, and I'm not here to disclose internal.
Did he receive $100,000 from Senator?
So if he invited me here for drama, for innuendos and things that
but then that would be unfair. And listen. If you're on the show, Mr. Salih, 1 minute, please. If you're on the show, we got the right to ask you questions.
You got the right to ask. I have the right to answer. I have the right to answer.
It is not drama. It's something about reality. It was a statement made by one of the funding. You say he's not a funding member, but he's a member, affiliate member.
I haven't heard him. Listen, in all fairness, I've not heard.
Did you receive $100,000 from him?
I told you there was an anonymous owner equity loan.
Did he receive,
grant.
Mr. Gayman, did he receive 100,000 from Mr.
Sylvester, I'm not going to engage in this. See, I'm not going to engage in hypotheticals or innuendos.
No, but that's not.
Okay.
No, listen. When I speak, I mean, you ask the questions. Allow your guests to ask the question. Otherwise, it's unfair. It's unfair to invite me here to try to think that you want to ambush me and make it
No,
a point. That is unfair.
No, Mr. Saliba, I don't think anybody is going to ambush you. The
No,
reason
but it's not fair. He throws these things out, Jerome. I want to address them. He won't let me address them. He's speaking, he's cherry picking and then trying to make a point, a series of political points on me, and I'm not going to allow that.
Listen.
I will tell you the process. There's some of these things are protected by legal regulations and so on. So I'm not trying to be.
What in political will be protected by legal thing? Listen, Mr. Chairman, if you don't want to answer our question, but don't come and blatantly misinform us. There's nothing.
I'm not misinforming you. I'm not misinforming you. So an individual said they donated this to the proposed party, and then you want me to defend that. I have not heard that statement. I do not have that release. I can't speak to that. I'm not a spokesperson for the Senate.
But you, the organizing chairman.
Yes, but I've told you how the resources are acquired.
The institution. You are the chief spokesperson of the institution.
I am, and that's exactly what I'm doing.
And you got all necessary information are coming to the party as a funding chairman of the party. Did he receive 100,000 from Senator Joseph? So you didn't receive 100,000 from Senator Joseph.
Senator Joseph speaks for himself. What I stated here is what has happened in terms of we receiving donations and contributions from our members who are very moved by our message and the ideology of the party, things we would like to do. Some of them did so, asking us not to put their names on paper or go announce their names on radio. I will respect that. If someone told you they gave 100,000, $20 to the party, it's their personal privilege to do so. I cannot come here to dispute that or try to defend that. I can't do that. I'm not a spokesperson for the senator's office.
Ahmed, as I'm affiliate of the Republican Party here, and our local chapter, every dime that is reported, that is donated, has to become public notice. We have to report that to the state. If somebody is giving you $100,000 as a gift, what is the legal limit for contribution in the Republic of Liberia?
Jerome, the party that is reporting public, making the financial records public, this is a registered traditional political party in the land. The PAP will be like that. When our records will be open, our books, we have a website that we're developing, which will go live very soon as we get a go ahead to go to our convention. You will see. At that point, we're authorized to speak as a party which is registered, because once you have the clearance to go to convention, that's a green light that you're now about to be fully certificated as a political party. We intend to be very transparent, very open, and open books, open hands, open minds. However, this is a proposed party, an organizing process. We're not even out the door yet. We're encouraging people to donate, to come and help, give their time, give in-kind contributions. And then you want me to begin to tell you, oh, this person said this, that person said this, and that is not fair to me after having told you the process by which we're acquiring resources to do our work, our organizing work.
Yeah, Mr. Gayman, if I can have, please.
Go ahead.
I'm not like Mr. Salif. I respect you a lot. Trust me, you're a comrade that I do respect sufficiently. My respect for you is very great. The intent is not to force you, to push you, or to push you to do this. The intent is, when you come in as a chairman of a party, I may have the way to push towards the party, and I'll listen to you and something. So the question I'm trying to push to you basically is not about me, or it's about those potential will-be partisans, right? That will listen to you, the chairman, listen to your message, listen to the issue of transparency that you bring to bear, all those things. They will be pleased, they will be moved to come and choke into the party, as you said. So the intent is not to honor somebody saying to no. The intent is not to. I'm asking these hard questions so that you you be prepared to meet other more challenging debate that will come ahead of you. The reason is that I asked you very short and important question from the beginning. I asked you, did you join a party before? No. What different is the party doing? Why you haven't done that before? You explain it from the 2 week party days because of corruption, and I agree with you. Because of individualism instead of institutionalism, and I agree with you. Now, if you will come and say to us that Mr. Joseph is not the Senator Joseph is a very powerful name in Liberian politics and in Maserati. I do agree and subscribe. I respect him a lot. I got a lot of respect. My respect for him is not going to evaporate soon because it's huge. But if he stated that he gave you 100,000 from the release, Jerome just read out.
And I do not have that release.
Or you seem to not want to something. You spoke about equity. And you don't want to come and talk about this accountability. It's the same thing now about individualism or institutionalism.
It's not the same. You are competing.
If you don't want to tell the partisans how much money you're raising,
no,
who are those? I agree. You don't have to call the people if you don't want to need to call themselves. But how much money do you have now? How much have you raised? And it's going to be part of your report.
I can speak to that. I can speak to how much money we've raised.
Did you receive? Okay, you don't have to call the name.
How we raised
100,000 for any Liberian citizen?
Yes. I told you we took an owner equity loan. I said we took a loan. I didn't say from a bank. You asked me from which bank. So you're conflicting different things.
Was it 100,000 a loan or some money donated by an individual?
It's understood to be a loan.
Okay, let me welcome Mr. Kehleboe Gongloe. Mr. Gongloe, welcome to the show. I'm sorry you were in the back. We've been so busy, I didn't even look at my phone. Go ahead.
You guys kept me in the back for 20 minutes.
Yeah, the PAP people don't want you here. The PAP people kept you in the back.
I accused some judge of trying to deprive me from digging deep into PAP.
Oh, man. We can handle your Kehleboe.
Ahmed is ready. Go ahead with your question, Chief.
Well, Ahmed, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Kehleboe, my friend. It's good to see you again.
Face up again.
But yeah, it's always a pleasure to be with you on the same platform.
You know, I followed the exchange between you and my dear brother Pewee. It's kind of interesting. But I gotta say this just from the get-go. I think Pewee line of questioning, probing you, is based on your narrative. The way you came out. I watched you on FOL. You try to couch out a message that PAP is different and PAP approach is different. And your message, your strategy is counter, intuitive in a sense. It goes against established knowledge about PAP.
What do you call established knowledge?
Okay, so I'm going to explain myself. I live here in Pennsylvania. And for the record, Sir Joseph was in Pennsylvania multiple times in his recent visit. He has a series of small group, focus group meetings here and there in Delaware and Pennsylvania. And he disclosed a lot about his party and his intention. But all of a sudden, you catch out a narrative that says, in fact, he's an affiliate. That goes contrary to what people know, that Sir Joseph was inviting people to his political party. Now you say he's an affiliate. In fact, he's not his days. And for the record, I will tell you this also. You don't have to agree with me. I do know Sir Joseph passed out your name to a couple of people that, I'm thinking about one Ahmed Salih to be my party chair. Or what you guys think about that? That message, that conversation, I had with two different persons. Okay? So to come and say, this is an independent, broad-based citizen action, Sir Joseph has just been recruited. Because that is what you actually said on FOL.
And that's what I just repeated here as well.
Sir Joseph. Whereas the established knowledge is, and Pewee and everybody here can bear me witness on this. Because we discussed this even on this platform, that Sir Joseph was established our party.
Kehleboe, just because you make a claim does not make it an established fact. Just so you know, if you say hold on. Let me respond to it. You guys, I like this, right? That you're feisty, you're pushing. I'm in a hot scene. That's why I'm here. I'm ready for it. Just because you make a claim that a Liberian citizen said XYZ to another Liberian citizen or to a group of Liberians, doesn't obligate me to respond to you when I'm not privy to that information and when it's not the case institutionally. I'm telling you that this party, look, the senator is a strong leader, no denying. He's a visionary individual who has done great things for his country. I don't speak for him, but I've seen some of his work. We believe along with what we want to do at the PAP, and so he is in the party. I did not deny that. But to say, oh, he passed your name to this person, he said he would do this, he will not. This man is a politician. I can't control his narrative. What I'm telling you institutionally, what we're enforcing inside the organization as we develop it, and as you will see, the public will see as the organizing chairman of record, this is what I'm telling you. So whose narrative you're trying to couch here or present as the institutional established knowledge? I'm not here to discredit the senator or dispute anything that he may or may not have said in public someplace. But as the organizing chair, I do not have that information. And I'm telling you what the case is as we build and organize this party. So I saw your comment under my post in your insinuating similar thing that you've just explained here. Kehleboe, I was not in Philadelphia when an alleged statement according to you was made. I am not responsible for that. Look, there are individuals who are very excited. They've come to the party. I told you earlier, they've resigned from other parties. They've had experiences in other parties. They've come to the PAP. Some believe that same practices that they experienced in their previous party are the same practices that they will be experiencing in the PAP. And we're telling them, look, listen, this party is going to be open, and it is open to all Liberians long you are 18 years of age and above. Men and women, young and old, of that legal age across the length and breadth of Liberia and the Liberian diaspora. You're welcome to the party. But in this house, in the PAP house, it is a party that's disciplined and is going to enforce its dogma, its ideology of pragmatism, of social democracy, of all the principles that's governing this party. So people come, so this is how we did in this other party, this is how we do it, but it's not that party. So those behaviors, those kinds of things have been what have held the country back. And we're saying we're presenting the PAP as a new idea, a new vision for the country. And so if you can understand my task, I'm reining people in. We're educating people about what this party means, what it wants to do with Liberia and for Liberia. And so people have to disabuse themselves of certain mindset in the first place, certain practices in the first place, in order to acclimate into the PAP doctrine and dogma and ideology. It will take time. Politicians will make statements, they will do what they will do. But my job is to help build an institution that's inclusive, that's strong, that's principled, and ready to work. More work than talking.
Okay, I got you. Mr. Gayman, I will just have one more question. When you're responding to Pewee, there's something you said which I want to challenge. That an individual, not a bank, was given equity loan. Did you already say that?
Well, listen, Kehleboe, you are a statistician, right? Don't people have the right to have resources, significant resources?
Right, but
now. So if you are banked with a particular bank, or you have access to resources, and you write a check or you make a pledge, does it have to be the bank as an institution granting loan is a separate process than Ahmed Salih writing a check for $100,000? That's why I clarify with Pewee.
As equity loan.
Yes, it's for you, the accounting business people. I didn't study business, but I was told it's called owner equity loan. It means if one member of an organization decides to to loan the organization a certain amount of money for a specific period of time. They're investing equity in that organization financially. That's what happened. And that's legal.
But my actual question is, I don't know whether it's a launch or an unveiling of the PAP. There were several raised about a Chinese looking, an Asian looking person, maybe a Chinese or Korean or whatever, present and sitting very close to Sir Joseph. Do you care to comment on how that person got invited to that event?
Kehleboe, I wasn't at that event physically, but I'm accountable for things that happen at PAP events, at PAP related events, because the people report to me as the organizing chair, and I hear the organizing committee. So we meet in committee and discuss and try to problem solve, try to course correct, and try to educate people. People are coming, they're learning, they're in this new space. They're being in the CDC, they're being in Unity Party, they're being in, LPP, and all these parties. And these are things that happen here, there, and yonder. And they think it's the same thing, business as usual in the PAP. And we're trying to educate. It's difficult. You have to, if you were in my chat room and following, you will see how sleepless, how many sleepless nights I have trying to educate and control people. This was a public event that was organized by the Montserrado County, emerging Montserrado County branch chapter of the proposed party. And it happens that the senator had returned from a long overseas tour and was invited to this event. I don't know. I mean, I don't know this guest, but I can only go by public statements and sort of measures that we try to put in place to course correct after action. It was that okay. This was a partner, unrelated PAP partner, who the senator invited to this event. Now, I wasn't there physically, and the clip that I saw, and there were other conversations that I can't diverge here now because those were private party-related conversations. That this individual was unrelated to the party. That this was a partner that the senator is acquainted with, and they're doing other types of business. Who happens to have been with him, and he brought him along to this event. Of course, media will capture that, and questions were raised about that. And I heard on the clip the senator clarified that. So if you're fair to him, you watch that clip, you'll know what he said, right? That listen, this is my friend who and I, who's here to donate and support education and so forth and so on. We're here to have a different meeting, but I invited him here. Now, people may have.
I the one who give the equity loan.
Oh no! A Liberian citizen, you have to be under the law of public of campaign and political finance, political party finance.
Let me welcome Mr.
Oh no, Kehleboe. Oh no, Kehleboe. That's a wild sort of innuendo and sort of hypothetical mindset. He was not. It wouldn't have been an equity loan because he has no equity in PAP.
Let me welcome Honorable Victor Nagbe. You've been following the show. Welcome to the show. Any question for the organizing chair? My question to him real quick while you come on, he has to tell us, he just admitted that Sir Joseph is a member of the party, but earlier he said there is no party. So why he figured out, go ahead, any question?
What do you mean no party? I said it's a proposed party.
Yeah, but you say he's a member of the party. How can he be a member of a party that is
not? The Election Commission gives you approval to canvass for 3,000, preliminarily 3,000 members, at least from 500 from each county, at least from 6 counties. That's what we've done. That's what we've done.
So are you now officially a member of the PAP?
In that respect, under the Election Commission guidelines, yes, I am a preliminary. So we all would be members until the party is certificated.
Ahmed, Mr. Salif, you said that you got the leverage of organizing by canvassing at least up to 3,000 members.
Correct.
And if you are an original member of that 3,000, don't that make you a member of the party?
I am a member of the party. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Victor Nagbe.
Hey, it is good to be back with you guys. I'm sorry I wasn't with you yesterday, but Labor Day, I was out with my wife, and thanks to Miss Goa Grace and my husband.
Mr. Nagbe, for what I saw, you were not doing nothing but labor. They had nothing to do with labor over there.
Don't mind me.
For hosting us, I was enjoying myself, and then American sit down here giving a hard time. But
they think they can give me a hard time, but I keep ready for them.
Yeah,
Una give me a hard time, Chief.
No, I understand that. It's all good. They're good.
Yeah, I promised Bash and Grace I was going to put in a word. Let me thank them very much. They were great shows in hosting us. But welcome to the show, Mr. Shirley. It's good to have you.
Thank you, Victor.
Yes, I know we also freelance on Focus on Liberia, and I have a great deal of respect for what you bring to the table. And I believe, the PAP, I think once you guys are certificated, I believe, you're going to sail to greater heights. But let me ask you a few things. One is, when I watched your interview on FOL, you said the PAP ascribes to the Singaporean brand of People's Action Party. Tell us a little bit more why you guys are inspired by a party that's been in power since 1959. So just tell us what is it that attracted you guys to this brand of
Thank you, Victor. I earlier said that social democracy the Liberian way. This party took a tiny island nation, islets and associated archipelagos, took a tiny island nation from a farming community to a modern, industrialized, upper income, high performing economy in Asia and in the world. The people from Lee Kuan Yew, 1954, the major electoral victory of that party, I think, was in 1959, but they actually were established by a few Singaporeans, just like we're doing in Liberia. It started in 1954. The approach is very practical. The approaches are very practical. They say, look, clean government. Corruption is, we truly abhor corruption as a political ideology. We go after the highest officials in our party and in the government when they had the opportunity to be in power, right? And prosecute them. So the lower level officials of government see that, and then you compensate people well. Then they pull their people out of poverty by building all kinds of public housing. That's the social democracy aspect of it, caring for their people, creating jobs, innovating in the agricultural sector. This is an island that doesn't have the kind of resources that we have. And that ideology, this group of individuals was able to move that country from a peri-urban farming community to a modern industrialized country. That's something to study. One thing that we will do at our Leadership Development Institute in the PAP, we said we have two institutions that will focus on studying, doing research, and basically working as think tanks. One of our National Bureau for Research, Planning, Research Policy and Planning, and then we have the Leadership Development Institute, where we intend to recruit and vet candidates, train them as to how to run for office, how to govern, how to be an effective legislator, how to be an effective president, how to be an effective anything, a public official, public servant. That's what similar thing they did in Singapore. So you got to go around the world. This is the 21st century. See where we are in Liberia. And if you are comfortable with that, I am not. So we're saying, okay, look, are we doing the research? Are we looking at what's working in other places and replicating that back home? There's nothing wrong with that. So we reach out to these folks. We're not ascribing to the socialist ideologies, some of the authoritarian tendencies. No, there's a customized Liberian African approach to social democracy, to pragmatism as an ideology, as a political philosophy, right? Yeah, so we're borrowing from them. What did they do to establish party-linked, what they call party-linked corporations? Essentially, state-owned enterprises, but they really privatize those so that they're able to generate sufficient resources and build their country from within. There's nothing wrong with that. We are Liberians and Africans. We'll do it the African and the Liberian way. But we were very inspired by what they've done in Singapore, and we want to bring some of those to Liberia. And if they will pull our people out of poverty, they will improve the food insecurity problem. They will improve the health situation. They will improve our GDP, our human development questions. We're happy to be affiliated with them and learn from them.
Well, thank you very much for elaborating on that. I have some concerns about that, but I will move on. I'm sure we'll talk about that in the back. But let me quickly, I'm getting texts here from Prince and others. I know the senator, he did wonderfully during the Ebola and all of that. We appreciate that. But there are people who are telling me that he was president of the IE Club in the early 2000s. Is that correct?
President of what?
IE Football Club.
Oh, that the senator was, man, Jerome, I don't speak for the senator. We've been friends since we were refugee kids in Sierra Leone. We went to the same high school. And somebody who goes back as far back as, when we were unaccompanied young people languaging in a refugee camp, running after emergency food assistance, trying to get an education. Right. That's what I've been knowing. That's how long I've been knowing Sir Joseph. Everything he's done in politics, I've known something about it in terms of his running, helping to train him and his staff and his campaign folks, those kinds of things, bounce up ideas and just support him, support a friend who is a politician. So that doesn't make me responsible for utterances or alleged behavior. I'm not here to speak to those and take responsibilities for those, but I can speak to his character as far as I know it.
And I respect that. You don't have to if you don't wish to. But I'm just wondering, knowing him as long as you do, I thought you may want to tell us some of his leadership qualities, the things that make him most suitable, since you know him for such a long time. And so I would think that his service in other areas.
That's a fair question.
You will tap into those, to tell us why he should be the president of Liberia.
No, he will start speaking to those if elected as a political leader.
Exactly. When and if the delegates.
Why is he on the screen? Why is he talking?
Listen, I don't know who is it I'm speaking, but let me welcome.
Well, you have to say, I would defend.
Let me welcome Mr. Sita. Mr. Sita, welcome.
I'm will not speak to those now because he's not political.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You are listening, man. You are a good student. Thank you.
Mr. Sita, are you here?
Thank you very much. I'm here and I'm happy to be back on the show. I hope we will have some fruitful discussion.
Gentlemen, where are the ladies, man?
And I want to thank...
we thought you were bringing them.
I want to thank Mr. Ahmed Salif,
yes, sir,
for, appearing on the show today to espouse his own political philosophy with respect to the quote-unquote PAP. I'm kind of a little bit concerned that every election circle, a new group of political parties spring up only because they want to share, a share at a piece of the political pie in Liberia. And over the years, we have seen the proliferation of political parties in Liberia, and there is nothing substantial they can demonstrate that they are in the interest of the Liberian people. So again, we have another political party coming to the forefront. We are yet to see what they can accomplish and what they hope to accomplish for the Liberian people. Because mind you, for too long, our people have been languishing in abject poverty. Every political party comes to power, they claim that they come to improve the lives of our people. And these are all rhetorics. We have seen it, we have heard it, they have been demonstrated over and over and over again with no tangible results, no substantial benefit to the Liberian people. So I'm a little bit skeptical of the PAP.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I can't see your name. The thing it doesn't fit on the screen. Sit down.
Yes.
Fair enough in terms of
just calling the crew boy.
Yes,
Your crewmate too.
fair enough in terms of what political parties have done in the past, what the culture has been, what have people been comfortable with, in their personal behaviors, in how they view governance and how they practice governance in our country. And that's fair, because where we are, we have to disabuse ourselves of those kinds of complacencies, of those kinds of behaviors to your country. Look, I said on the other show, and I'll keep repeating this. There have been generations who have been called. Every generation is called to do something about their people's condition, to pull their country out of poverty, their countries out of poverty, help their countries take off. Others have done it. In Botswana, the so-called Diamond Revolution, where they took stones from under the land and turned them into schools. Botswana today is one of the thriving economies in Africa. You went to Tanzania in 1957 with Julius Nyerere. What did he do? So-called, in African socialism. Some of the best schools, some of the best education system came out of that. Nyerere challenged his people. He said, we are called to modernize Tanzania, to educate our people. We have to begin by educating, developing our human capacity. And that's what they did in our country. I can name on all. You look at Nkrumah, 57. What did he bring? Pan-Africanism, but really industrialized Ghana, established industries, light-scale manufacturing, agriculture, technology in agriculture, increasing yields, addressing food security problems. In Ghana, they used to stand line to pick breads from ovens. Nkrumah said, this is wrong. We can't accept this. Liberians, there has been a generation before us, whether you like them or not. Torgbean was known as the father of modern Liberia, not for nothing. This is the man who brought about the open door policy, inclusion in bringing the interior to the cities, right? He built all the major public institutions, public buildings, some of the major roads. We may say now that, oh, this wasn't so magnificent, but during that time, those were great developments. He pulled his people out of poverty significantly. What have we done, our generation? We destroy most of that. We haven't been able to extricate ourselves, to bring the country together, to bring about cohesion. If you go to Liberia, people are angry. From the pampan rider to the policy maker, they're all angry. I mean, for no reason, you go to the supermarket, you pass by someone, they're angry at you. The cashier is upset. He's frowned all day. Why is the country like this? And our leaders, they're comfortable with building big houses in shanty communities, poverty all around them. You enter somebody's compound, you think you're in a foreign country. The road to that house is impossible. If they're okay with the condition, the suffering, the poverty that our people are experiencing, are enduring, we are not okay with it. And so we will rise to do something about it. We will introduce new ideas, new practices, and bring about new actions. This is where PAP is going. So you're right. Your experience has been the terrible things that we've done to our country. And so you're skeptical of a new group now that's coming to say, listen, we want to do it differently, but they're sounding similar to what you've heard in the past. Fair enough. Watch us. If you don't join us, just watch us. You bring me back on the show and talk about some of the things you would have seen the PAP do.
Thank you. Let me bring you, like I say, our argument is going to be based on fact. This is the newspaper here. This is the heading, and just able to pull it up.
Jerome, just because a reporter.
No, listen.
I've been misquoted many times in Liberia.
Listen, Sally, when I'm talking to you, I would like to give you distant time and who did the reporting. It is their job to take it for what it is, but it is my job to actually give you my sources in the newspaper. Okay. And this one was written on the 25th of August. And the headline is Chinese National President raises question as Senator Joseph unveils the People's Action Party. But we'll get back to that. But let's go to you want to mimic or the replica of the PAP, which is the National Action Party of Singapore. the exact replica you want to bring. But here I'm on the Human Rights Watch website.
Not exact replica, sir.
That's why it's PAP that have been
You say we're inspired by them.
Listen, I understand. You all the party that has run Singapore since 1959 is the PAP. You admire the Singaporean style and you name your party PAP after them. And you say whatever they do, you want to do that in Liberia.
I didn't say that.
No, I'm talking about, I'm going to read this to you, but let's look at the PAP's record according to the human rights restrictions here on liberties. See, there are significant restrictions on civil liberties, particularly concerning freedom of press, freedom of assembly, and association, which puts Singapore at the bottom 25% of the countries in the world. Now, why would you want to mimic a country that is so bad in human rights? Why would you want to bring that kind of authoritarian leadership into Liberia?
Jerome, the premise I interjected because the premise of your question is problematic. I didn't say we're bringing the exact replica. I said that. Okay, let me answer your question.
Listen, I'm coming. I didn't say.
People are listening. People are listening.
I'm just opposing the PAP because your leader says here you are so impressed that 25 of your executives will be flown to Singapore to be trained.
Yes, we will learn from that. I told you they've done well. A poor country to a major success story in Asia, whether you like it or not. Listen, you say replica that I said we're doing exact. No, you can be inspired by something, by someone. It doesn't mean you take on their 100% character or bad things that they've done. You're not going to learn from that mistake and not repeat it in your country. But we've seen what they've done. They've made progress. That country is not an abject poor country as it was in 1954, in 1959. It's not. If Liberia could get to where Singapore is today, I'll be happy. We will have other issues. We will not be perfect. The PAP, I'm not here to present to you a panacea of sort, a crystal ball, is a 100% perfect solution. No, if I do so, I'll be arrogant. I'll be presumptuous. I can't even do that. See, I cannot do that. What I'm telling you is these people have done something that's only close to a miracle for a country that has less resources than we do. Why can we, why can we go to them and say, listen, how did you put your people in the agriculture sector? You're doing so well. In the human development side, you're doing so well. Education and everything. You have highly qualified technical people. This is the 21st century. This is a technology-based economy those folks have over there. We don't have any of that, Jerome. So our government, our administration, whatever now or when they should be doing research, looking at what others have done in other countries, similar context, similar characteristics, or perhaps differently, and then adapting, bringing that. Look, there is I did a course, an online course at the Kennedy School. They have a thing called statecraft. Basically, how do you run a government? How do you build state capability, the capability of your state to be able as a nation to do things, that the sovereignty of that state requires. In our course, there's a concept called isomorphic mimicry. They give the example. There are two green snakes. They pretty much look exactly the same when you look at them. However, one of them is so has such venom that if it bites you, you're done. The other one is so harmless. But you look at them, they look exactly like the same thing. So the analogy there was, you go to some countries, some societies, look at government, look at their practices. All right, it may look like something you want to replicate. There's something you want to do in your country. Do you replicate that venomous snake to your country? Will you know even which of the two snakes is harmless or which one is so dangerous? So the key there is don't transplant policy. Don't just take something from another country, Singapore, wherever, Ghana, Nagbe, Tanzania. No, because it happened in Africa, I can do the exact thing in Liberia. That's not what we're saying here. We study, we do our research, we want to talk to people. We look at all kinds of sources and say, oh, it looks like they did this, tried this, and it worked for them. We believe we can bring and do similar thing in our context. It will work for us. It might work for us. Let's try. Let's do something differently. We have seen no results, no tangible results by doing things the way our folks did. From Barclay time to Buckeye time. So let's do something differently.
And I appreciate that, but the caveat here is for all that Singapore has achieved, for that to be possible, democracy is not part of it. Since 1959, there is no opposition, basically. There's no freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of assembly. For you to accomplish as much as they do, you cannot have any one of these things to be that successful. What I'm saying here is Joseph going to be a benevolent dictator to say for us to happen, we will ban the press, we ban freedom. These are the qualifications.
These are legitimate concerns. These are legitimate. I'm not here to dismiss that, Jerome. That would it will make us hypocrites. I wouldn't be part of such an administration or such a presidency, and I don't believe that will happen. I don't believe, from what we see Joseph do now with his, the office he holds as a senator, we see him as a people-centered person. People behind me everywhere. He goes everywhere. He's, solving people's problems. He's making the state to solve people's problems. And they say, look, you look at if the crop will do well, it will germinate. In a way, it germinates. You know from when it's just germinating, right? We're not here to. I didn't come here to discuss Singapore in terms of, I can't defend them. It's just unfair.
Have you been? When was the last time? When was the last time you were in Singapore, Ahmed?
No, he's among the 25 that are going to be trained.
Yes, I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there. But I have communicated with officials there. I have communicated with PAP folks there. And I will go there. We're saying PAP Liberia, by the way. I'm a researcher. I'm an academic, so I can't plagiarize. In order to have done this, we couldn't have just gone on somebody's website and took it. And it's not illegal to mimic a name in another country. So we did all that research. We have lawyers. We're guided by the law. It's not perfect. It's not going to be perfect, but we'll do our best.
On his evaluation of the United Party government, because they are UK people,
They are what?
We're feeling hearing the man. You see, his conspiracy theory is trying to expand.
Kehleboe Gongloe, what did he say?
I want to ask a question.
You got exposed. No, let's talk about you. Tell who you are talking to.
Who are talking to?
Go ahead.
I was talking to somebody. The person is not sure.
I don't think.
Go ahead. Kehleboe, what is your question?
No. What the man was saying, you're not talking about this show. You're talking to somebody. I want to believe.
No, the man talking about this show. He said that Unity Party people. That's so. Then he turned the thing off. He said that why you coming?
Okay.
Kehleboe, what is your question?
Well, I have a question.
That was a hard mic. It was a hard mic.
I know PAP is not. It's a proposed political party, so I'm not going to ask about PAP view evaluation of the United Party government. But I'm going to ask Ahmed, who lives in Liberia now, who on FOL is FOL consultant on governance. So I want to ask you, in the next, President Bouaga has been in office, I think almost 2 years now. I want to ask you a specific question to tell me your personal evaluation of the government performance on the economy, on human rights, and their approach to addressing the drug crisis, the illicit drug crisis. And like what's your evaluation?
Those are major policy areas you've named. Look, I was on the radio in most recent time. I think I appeared, if not 3 times, maybe 4 times. And that time we hadn't even made PAP known yet, right? We were just doing paperwork in the background and things like that. And I approached the government. Because I believe what we're doing at PAP, we're not here. as an opposition party, will shock you to say, okay, you're opposition, but you say, we're not here for negative politics, confrontational politics. We'll hold the government accountable in a substantially constructive way, Kehleboe. You know me, I'm a researcher, I'm a writer. I lead people who look at data, who do analysis and present. We present it to the government. They do well, we tell them you've done well here. This is why we're establishing the Leadership Development Institute to grow leaders, but the National Bureau for Research Policy Planning at the PAP. That's our think tank. We liaise with academic institutions, academics at home and abroad to study things around the world, in our region, at home, see how our government compares, how our government is doing, where they're leading our country when it comes to social protection issues, for instance, and drugs falls in the social protection policy category. When it comes to security, physical security, rule of law, when it comes to food security, where does our country fit in? How's the government doing, the particular administration doing? If they do well, we say. If they don't do well, we don't criticize them just for the sake of criticizing them. We want to advance alternative solutions and suggestions to them.
So all that.
Yes,
in light of the U.S. State Department report vis-a-vis Ahmed's view on the government performance on human rights, the economy, and the drugs issue. That's all I asked.
Yeah, look,
I get it. But.
Okay, listen, I know you looked at the U.S. government. You've looked at the U.S. government 2024 human rights report. It was a big discussion in the media, in the country, in the diaspora. It is what it is. We all read it. We know what it is. They're saying, if anything, this administration is just done marginally or things have remained the same. Look, I'm not a spokesperson for the government, but my assessment is they've done some things that are in the right directions. They've had some challenges, and some of us have pointed those challenges to them. That we have friends in the government.
What are some of the challenges?
Look, any government, coordination is very important. If you want running a public sector, running public sector institutions, running a government, your mechanisms for internal coordination, your mechanism for establishing a policy guidance. So yes, they have the AID, the agenda for inclusive, development. Yeah, the arrest agenda. They have that. They have pillars. They've laid them out. How they will implement them. We're going to hold them accountable for. We're going to measure. So how are you measuring success in this area and that area? So I believe one area they could do better, and I've said this on radio in Liberia. I've said this to government folks. Is they could coordinate better. By that I mean various policy relations and things that are happening that's supposed to be happening between ministries or agencies that have similar functions. You don't want to be operating at cross purposes. You want to be able to have straight policy direction, implementation measures, reporting mechanism. They argue that, listen, we put together a performance management process. We've rolled that out. We're going to hold ministries and government entities accountable. All right. And then we do have monitoring evaluation mechanisms. Those are what they're telling us. Well, it remains to be seen, right, Kehleboe, but there are some areas that they're marginally performing. I mean, look at the electricity. Since I've been living in Liberia in recent time, the generator noise has gone down. Now, they can't be comfortable to say, oh, now this is the solution.
Mr. Salif, we are all statisticians here. What do you mean gone down? How do you measure gone down?
I lived in Liberia for
I understand. I understand.
I don't hear no generator in my community, around the town, around the country. It used to be my neighbor has generator. The other neighbor to my right has a generator. The other neighbor to my front, the back. It was sickening. But that has gone silent. I'm not saying they've solved the problem, the energy question. No.
Honorable Salif, come on.
That was not a question. Generation cannot do with human rights, cannot do drugs issue, cannot do.
I answered your question. Unless you had, I said, listen, this is a 2024 report these people just came into power. I can't speak for them, but I'm telling you how the State Department reports happened, right? They gave you the previous.
I'm my personal view. I'm not talking about state.
My personal view. That's okay. My personal view.
I think personal evaluation of the government. I want your opinion.
I think they've marginally. I said marginally. They marginally have moved the bar, but they're not there yet because there are concerns about the rule of law issues. You know, police and police. Hold on now, gentlemen. This man is pinning me down. That's the strategy.
Guys, we are going to be taking some calls. People real quick, so we'll go to calls.
So, Kehleboe, the human rights question. Listen, just like what you read.
No, go ahead, Kehleboe. Go ahead with your follow up.
Ahmed, it seems like you don't want to talk on the three indicators I talk about. I get a few, but let me, because others have to talk. So let me ask you this question.
What are your indicators?
Well, my view is different from yours. So, but I want to just pin you down on one specific issue. Throughout the Boubacar administration, we have seen multiple appointments at some ministry and withdrawal and what have you. Will you say the executive mansion, the Boubacar executive mansion, is functioning well?
That's why I said, look, I mean, you and I know under the Constitution, the president prerogative, president can appoint, dismiss, you know, and that's legal. I can only observe as an outsider. I can't say, you know, get in the minds of the president or second guess the president, but we've seen President Boubacar take actions where the public has clearly seen that this institution isn't working. LGA, for example, you might say maybe that's not a solution to just change the people. You might want to look at the institution itself. You might want to look at the foundational issue, the policy questions around this drug issue, right? And try to see if you have answers for those before focusing on who's running the who. Now, clearly, if someone engages in more sort of immoral thing or some kind of infraction that requires them to not be in office, yeah, the president will take action in that. So to answer your question that, oh, the president's executive mansion is dysfunctional, I'm not going to give you that because I don't have the adequate information to come here and say.
You're an outsider, just like me.
I have your views. I have my view. I'm looking at the government from the outside, and so so do you.
I mean, 1 minute. Pewee, we want to go to call. You have a quick question?
I know that the executive taboo for Ahmed, so that's
that's
not true. That's not true. I've been fair. I've been
go ahead.
And I think I listened to Ahmed. We'll give him sufficient time to further elaborate on the cautions. But what I think is not fair to the platform is that Ahmed is personally caution deliberately with the intent to not answer. But again, trying to. But my point is that it's good. That's the beauty of democracy, where we allowed ourselves to interact with one another and disagree to agree, eventually move on. But where can I stop from? I'll just try to take it off on that quickly, briefly, and just try to push things because the intent of Ahmed's own explanation from the beginning of this show, from the section of this show, is that. He discredited all of the political party, including this party. But what I sense just not from him, he seems to have some sympathy towards this political institution, the ruling establishment. That's what I sense from him just now. So I just wondered, before we could move to calls, to ask Ahmed from number 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, what the ranking will you give as a meant that the funding chair of this organizing political party is coming? What is the rank of the performance of this president from year 1 almost to year 2, from 1 to 10?
That's an unfair question, Sylvester. That's a hypothetical. You don't expect me to answer a hypothetical, and then it's a hypothetical because anyone who knows anything about governance and government knows that government is not just a yes or no thing. It's not. What may look very simple to you on the outside
No, I come in. This is unfair.
Be fair now. You see, you ask a question. If I don't respond, then you say I'm pontificating. I'm not responding.
Now I'm coming to say it is unfair. Then I mean you've been
okay. Let me just say that it's unfair in the sense that it's a hypothetical. You want me to say, okay, there, I give them 6, I give them 7. I don't have the basis of doing that. I do not.
You are just studying in terms of now. You see, you are just studying in the era of Liberia City. They did this.
I said this is what I've experienced.
Was that unfair?
This is what I've seen.
Was that unfair? Was that unfair to the people when you said the generator sign went down?
It wasn't unfair because the people are experiencing what I'm experiencing. And listen, I said.
But then you can also tell us if the economy is doing good. You will feel it from.
If the economy is doing good, I will say. But you gave me 1 to 10. You gave me 1 to 10. I should grade the performance like that. That's a hypothetical. It's not realistic. I can discuss.
We got one person in line. I'm coming back to you, Pewee, real quick. I'm coming back to you. Let me get to this person. Your name and where you calling from?
All right, thank you, Mr. Gayman. This is Elvis from Minnesota.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Look, I just want to commend Mr. Seleke. I think he's doing a great job. We respect him as an intellect, somebody who is a governance expert. I have a twofold question. My first question is one of the things that he said that really resonated with me initially is that party over individuals, which I think from his brilliant mind, he's observed that many of the Liberian political institutions are based around individuals. But my question here is this alleged loan that was taken by the PAP from St. Joseph, is that putting an individual over the party in that sense? And then lastly, what equity did St. Joseph gain in the party by taking this equity loan or by giving this equity loan to the political institution? What percentage of the party does he now owns or have equity in? Thank you. That would be my question.
Elvis, if you are listening.
Yeah, so can we please announce the number?
Hold on to that. Yeah, go ahead. Announce the number.
So to call tonight from 2FM also Care Radio. For 2FM, the number is 077764996. Plus 23177764996. So for Kia Radio it's 07776. Okay, so we have our first caller who is on the line. Hello, caller. Where do you call from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Nagbe.
Your name? Who? Okay, Blama Corner. Go ahead and make your contribution tonight.
Yeah, my contribution here has the main concern about the economy, right? In life, all we are citizens. When something happening in the country all over, so as for me,
Gentlemen, if you're not talking, please mute. You gotta be seated.
No, that's not me.
Okay.
Make the private sector unique for people to get chance to go and work. There's just as a company around the country. There are many companies around the country. These companies must be regulated by government and also people must add the company and things for employment. People go to employ, they take money from them from the bureau company around the country. They take money from them. You know, when you can't really be employed, you got to pay so there's no money when you be employed. Why? There's absolutely that.
Okay.
Government regulate all the things. So they got to look into it.
Hello, thank you. That take the next caller. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, my name is Louis T. Merchant. I'm joining the conversation from my DC resident. I'm a member of the People's PAP, the People's Action Party. Let me say a big thank you to the chairman for your appearance. The chairman seems to be that the chairman has read sufficient literature. Somebody asked a question. The chairman, one Mr. Jerome, he asked a question to the chairman as regards to the democracy in Singapore and as Liberia. Africa as a whole, democracy is not good for us. You try to be good to your peer leader, global your witness, and this youth. People scheme for this country. And I ended up giving money to people to go to in the form of obstructive justice. The last time we were arrested right here, and those people that were accused of stealing millions of dollars to do inside using money on the court room to obstruct justice. So democracy is not good Africa, especially Liberia. 14 years civil crisis, our play were affected, so we lost our consciousness. So democracy is not good at all. So do not compare the democracy in Singapore with this place. It's not good for Africa, and that Liberia is not progressive. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. 077764986, 077764986, and we also have 077769959, 077769959 are the numbers to call tonight. Wherever you're watching us live from, if you are following us live on Truth FM 96.1 and also on Kia Radio, you can put your calls in 077764986 and 077769959 are the numbers to call tonight. So we have someone on the line here. Let's see who can pick up this next caller. Hello, caller. Where do you call from?
Good evening to the assembly. My name is Steve. I'm coming where I to join the conversation from GSA resident.
Okay, make your contribution tonight.
My brothers, it's just like we are living, but we're not really surviving. Really. To the extent, I can really be disappointed when I listen to some other. I would say, and the past group did it. You understand that the past group did it for which we get rid of them. Then you want to put the same thing, then you are telling us that just how we did to the other people by getting rid of them, that I won't get rid of you because it's justifying. The same way that we get rid of them, I want us to get rid of you. Whereas we were promised to the higher extent to care for bread and butter. The full aspect that was the major issue, common African even teacher in grade school, not even to the knowledge of this government, to define about enforcement. The rules of law that were represented by the Arab, is not even taught in the higher grade of public school, we want to about grade school, other schools. In our own public school, civil agriculture that will cover their plan, it's not even taught to the extent of to even live with good practices. It is totally ambiguous in the activity. Yet today we are going continuously. Expenditure, looking at the country cover that we are deploying, and also looking at those information, and they are taking what is not yet accountable. They want to get millennial compact. We become injustices. My brother, let me just conclude that before this particular regime come to an end, Liberia name is either changed to Haiti or Cambodia, where there is better than living, or Guinea-Bissau, where drug dealers from the family become the higher richest people in the world. That's how Liberia become. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. 077764986, 077764986, and we also have 077769959. Let's see how we can pick up this next person. Hello, caller.
Yeah, good morning. Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. And where do you call from?
My name is Sam, calling from New Georgia.
Okay, make your point.
Yeah, I listen to every panelist there on the program tonight. But I have a great suggestion for the program producers and the institution.
Go ahead.
We need to be a little bit considerable and not very much authoritative, because I'm seeing Mr. Seton being very, very controlling on people's opinion. When somebody is bringing on opinion that he does not like, he will say, no, I don't want that one, bring this one. You know, when you go to people's opinion, you don't suggest for them because you are saying people's opinion. So the man I was talking about, Sir Joseph, he wants the man to talk the way he wants to hear about Sir Joseph, and the man does not know. So you can't tell the man to tell me exactly what you know about Sir Joseph, the way I want to hear. The way the man knows is what he's saying about. So you leave the man to make his perfect opinion. Then we come to government evaluation or project evaluations. There are periods in terms of evaluation. But I hear this foul cry of non-progressive in governments. We started with Ellen, we came to Joyce Weah, now we are on Joseph Boakai. Until we take politics out of looking at the things that are making Liberia not progressing, we will not go nowhere.
Definitely.
Everything is so politicized to the extent that even if you say this, it will not rain tomorrow, as if you are a meteorologist, they will go to your house and say, why did you say it will not rain tomorrow? They will not wait for tomorrow because of politics. So until we get politics out of here and we leave people with their opinion, I have a problem with the way we think.
Okay, thank you.
I got a call here. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Melissa Yadro from New Jersey.
Go ahead.
Okay, I want to press it. The studio guest there. He's not answering questions. He's beating around the bush. He said this government, in fact, he claimed that he will not comment all the government, but then he wants to also defend the government. He said the government has made some success. There are areas that he praised the government. But when they asked him further to show those places, I think it was you, Gayman. You asked him to point to those places. He doesn't want to point it. I want to press him further. Will you please tell us which area the government are making? And two, my second question is, how long have you been in Liberia? Because you talk about generation not beating anymore. How long have you been in Liberia? Were you in Liberia in the same year of George Weah, or you just moved to Liberia during the Tomalin administration?
Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to the studio in Monrovia. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the number, okay, we have someone already on the line. Hello, caller.
Let me say good evening to the studio guest, the acting chairman, Mr. Sherif, and let me say good evening to the panelists. This is Akita Efusa, and I join you from FDRC community this evening.
Okay, make your point.
Okay, thank you. And let me say thank you to Mr. Sherif, the acting chairman. Let me say this. I listen to one of the panelists asking questions how the PAP get the money to run the party. Look, why somebody not ask the same question? How CDC managed to get money 2005 from him? We observe CDC have nothing. Look, PAP, they are bring people who actually have the idea, who agree that look, PAP should be a full foreign party in Liberia, the popular, because of the different ideology that PAP is coming to in the Liberian politics. They are there. Now you observe is many Liberians, both home and abroad, they are trooping in to contribute to the party. So you're asking how they generating funds. There are people who are there donating to the party to see the progress of the party, the proposed party. So why are you asking how they are managing with the funds and other things? They are Liberians, people helping. Now they don't start themselves to stop attacking that. Although you are the member, but they stop attacking this doing everything. PAP, there are members, people who are donating. And let me say good evening to the chairman, the proposed chairman. Happy for the ideology of the party, and I think looking at the ideology that comes into Liberian politics, I believe many young people will actually join the party. So, bravo, don't be afraid of nothing. You know, to be real, one of the parties you have to be prepared for the debate ahead, because there are a lot of debate ahead. So you actually need to sharpen up yourself and focus on the journey.
Okay. Thank you. Let's take the next caller. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yeah, your name, where do you call from?
I'm Edward Pewee. I'm calling from Nagbe, Nagbe County.
Okay, make your point.
Let me once again say thanks to the organizing chairman, Mr. Ahmed Salih. What the PAP brings to Liberia is kind of a different of politicking. Most Liberians, when you observe, they are calling, they want us to criticize government. But we are here to critique government. We are not here to criticize. There's a difference between critiquing government and criticizing government. So I just want to say thank you to the chairman, and we are on the ground. PAP is our home. We will make sure that yes, the government is not 100% correct, but we will pass on recommendation and solution in addressing the Liberian people's dreams. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
I got a call.
Okay, so something I have one call there. So
hello, quiet. Your name and where you call from? You kind of you're sounding low. You're sounding low. You get quiet. You hear me?
No, we are not hearing that caller.
So let me adjust the line. I will call you back.
So lines are activated 077764986 07779599959 07776499986 and we have 07779599959. So something if you have a call there, you can just let me know.
Yeah, sure.
I think we have someone on the line here. Hello, caller. Nima, what do you call him for? Hello, caller. Wow, we cannot get this person. So let's see where we can pick up another person. 07776499986, and we have 07779599959. So we will be going off Truth FM in the next 6 minutes from now. We're gonna be on Care Radio. So we'll be leaving Truth FM in a month from now. So 07776499986. For those of you who are watching us from the diaspora, you can also call.
Yeah, your name and where you call from?
JVS Keto Junior. I'm calling from Mazaro County District number 1. I've been following this. Yeah, I've been following this show. And first and foremost, I want to appreciate it. Studio guest, Impression Aman Salif, the chairperson of PAP. And I want to make a point. I heard people asking questions how the PAP intends to generate reform to run the party. Like one of my colleagues, one of the callers rightly said, George Bernard, we started CDC 2005, and we did not ask how they got money. The Liberian people are tired with this party or single party policy where in one person makes decision. The PAP party is not about a single person. We are coming to gather our resources as Liberians who meant well for this country to ensure that this country move forward through the PAP movement. It is a movement for the people. So it's not about where the money comes from. We are willing to generate our resources to ensure I will make a positive change and positive impact in our society. So it's not about where resources are coming from, but it's about where the interest of the people lies.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Something you have another call there?
No.
Okay, so we got about 5 minutes on Truth FM. Honorable Ahmed, you want to? I know there were not much question there. There were all commendation from your partisan, but I know you didn't do a disclaimer when you came on the show, and I will give you the opportunity to do the disclaimer. Have you ever worked with the Unity Party or President Boyka in the past as a consultant or anything of that nature?
Not for the Unity Party. As a party, I have said publicly before, and I will say here, in 2017, I resigned my job, and I was invited by friends who were working for the Boakai campaign, at that time Vice President candidate Joseph Boakai's campaign, as a political consultant trained, Camp Wellstone trained political consultant. I put a plug for myself. Consultant, I agreed. I conducted workshops for senior campaign officials, campaign staff around the country. I met the candidates several times and offered advice. And yes, I supported the president. And even 2023, I supported in a more quieter way because I liked what I heard from the candidate, from the individual. I'm not a Unity Party partisan, as stated earlier. I didn't work or provide consulting to the Unity Party. I supported the president and his campaign, so that's why people say, you are an official bucket consultant, bucket advisor. Yes, I did, because I liked what I was hearing. This man was saying, look, we have to fix this country. We have to make Liberia better. The first time I met him at his office in the Capitol building, he said, Salif, it breaks my heart to see people like you come home. You move to live and be home, yet you are constrained to pack your bags and go back. He said, I've seen people do that. It hurts because we're suffering from brain drains. We need Liberians to come home. All talents are home and abroad to build this country. Someone says that to you, and you are somebody who, is for moving your country forward. You like that. He said, let's build Liberia. Let's love Liberia. I like that. The man spoke to me. I felt that he was very honest and sincere. That's what got me inspired to support his campaign then and in 2023 as well. So, but that's not an expression to say, okay, you supported this candidate who is now president, and here you are an organizing chair of another party. We say that we're bringing positive politics, constructive politics, institutionalism practices, if you will, where when a leader, we see evidence that they mean well for the country and they're doing some of the things that we believe ought to be happening for the country, every Liberian must support that leader.
So
and that's what I've done. So to answer your question, I didn't issue any disclaimer. I didn't have to, because what I did in the past is not a contradiction to what I'm doing with the PAP right now in terms of seeing Jerome Gayman, who has done things in Grand Bassa County, who has done things for Liberia that are geared towards addressing and alleviating poverty and the challenges that our people are going through. I will support Jerome.
Okay, I'm coming. Pewee, you next. Honorable Sally, are you conflicted?
No, I'm not. Why should I? I've just said I'm not conflicted.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Pewee, then I go to Kehleboe.
Yeah, quickly, we gotta go. Yes. Yes, what I was saying, and you see, that's one of the reasons I asked my question to him, and he says I asked him hypothetical question. I will know. Listen, I mean, I know we all sit on the platform. We don't want to brag about every other thing, but we are very competent, educated folks. But I sense part of the reason why you sounded most sympathetic towards the ruling establishment. Then there's no need of you even struggling to be a founding chair of a new political party. I want to believe you're not the right messenger to lead a process of a new one. But here's why I'm here. There's this information coming up, and I want to engage your thought process about it, that it is rumored that you may be one of those considered by the president of Liberia as Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. Will you take that job if offered by His Excellency the President?
There he goes again. Listen, I don't know if I heard you clearly in the beginning that I don't fit to be an organizing chair. Or
No. I said no.
Okay, yeah. Listen,
I said you sounded most sympathetic towards the ruling establishment. Then why establish as an organizer, establish a new political party?
Yeah,
but that was not
said,
the issue. The real question is, I'm receiving information that you one of those.
This is news to me. This is news to me.
One of those considered by the president of Liberia for the job as Minister of State President. Will you accept this job when offered to you?
Man, that's innuendos and then hypothetical. This is news to me. How would I be considered? I mean,
will you offer? No. Will you be up? Were you not a consultant?
Listen, Pewee,
were you not consulting to the campaign?
Let me say this. I've just explained.
Were you not consulting to the campaign?
I've explained my role, what I've done in the past.
Exactly. So,
and why I did it.
Will you accept a job from the president if appointed?
Look, I've never been approached for a job. You are telling me.
I don't say be approved. Will you accept a job when contacted?
Listen, if it happens, look, any citizen who means well for his or her country, you receive a call from your president, you ought to answer that call.
As the organizing chairman of
can you ask the question? Do you want to answer or do you want to keep talking over me?
Organizing chair of the
I cannot answer hypothetical. I will explain my principles. I will explain my principle to you. If it answers your question, fine. But you throw hypotheticals at me, and then I should say yes or no. I don't engage in that kind of, in that kind of, argument, right? What I'm telling you, I believe, as a trained Liberian, like all of you are, if your president calls upon you and says, listen, Jerome, I know you have this background, or I'm told you have this background, this expertise, and so on. We want you to come help Liberia, or I want to have an audience with you. You ought to listen. You have to answer that call. Talk to your president and listen to that, to that request. And then you consider it, you discuss it, whether this is possible or not. It's not because
will you take it? Will you take it? Yes,
it's not because someone is maybe considered or not. That means they have to say yes. I will take it or not. I will have a discussion. I will consider the context, the circumstances. I will put forth, where I am with things. If this is something that is amenable to the president, that's something that he believes is possible. As a Liberian citizen, I will serve my country. But okay. I don't have. It's a hypothetical. Nobody has contacted me. Maybe you know more than I do, but
no, at least you plan to accept the job.
Let me go to Kehleboe.
You see, Pewee, that's what you like. You want this drama to hit these headlines, right? Organizing chairs say
let me go to Kehleboe. Then I go to
When Jerome, let me hear.
I'm coming to you. The man told me you are Unity Party, so it's all right.
Jerome, you're not protecting me. You're not protecting your guests.
Listen, I'm protecting Nagbe.
Okay. Because he is your CMC brother.
Oh yeah.
My question is similar to Pewee. I think Pewee and myself are the same friend of mine.
So then we're going to ask the same question.
Jerome, why you didn't tell me Kehleboe Gongloe was coming here tonight?
Yeah, to ask the same question. I didn't
not the same question. Because when I listen to you, you say you are inspired by Kennedy Bouakai.
I was.
When you describe the things he goes through to see professional Liberians like you return home and other Liberians return home.
Yeah, you said
that was Kennedy Bouakai. Now we have President Bouakai. The vision he aspired as a Kennedy Bouakai. Is that the same Bouakai you see now? Do you still see the same Bouakai, or you are seeing a different Bouakai now in the executive mansion?
Kehleboe, I'm a political strategist. They say you campaign, I could get it wrong, but they say you campaign in prose, you govern in poetry. Yeah? It means that you tell your client, the candidate, listen, political campaigning is not the same as when the burden of governance is upon your shoulders. When you're in office, now you see everything. Now you know everything. And then you're in a bubble. You're around people who have multiple interests, who are developing all kinds of different centers of powers around you. How do you navigate that? You see, a president is like an orchestra conductor who has hundreds of musicians with different instruments, who is responsible to ensuring that they produce the most harmonious, beautiful music from different instruments and musicians in the room. You're conducting all kinds of complex situations. It can't be the same when you are running around trying to recruit a soloist or a pianist, a guitarist. Is different. Now you have them all assembled. So you can let me answer. In terms of principle, as the person integrity whom I met and knew during the campaign, it hasn't changed. Does he have the burden of governance upon his shoulders? Is he navigating different personalities, different ideas and mindsets and people's motivations? He's dealing with that. We see him firing people. We see him suspending people. We see him struggle with things publicly, actually, right? So it can't be the same as he was campaigning, but I can't impugn his character or try to suggest perhaps he was a different person when he campaigned and now he's president, he's different. I'm not privy to that.
But I think from your perspective, Bouakai is doing well.
Let me go to Victor. Victor, come on in.
So just join UP instead of building a new party.
Man, don't put words. You can't put words in my mouth, man. Sylvester, you've tried so hard tonight.
Mr. Salih, here goes your CMC brother. Go ahead, Mr. Nagbe.
CMC, let's hear you.
Thank you very much. Listen, Ahmed, again, thank you for coming. I appreciate your presentation. And like I said, I respect what you bring to the table. You do bring a lot to the table. But I'm a little bit concerned, and I can understand you are new in this portfolio. And so there's a learning curve there. I get it. But one, I didn't expect you to come on here supporting an ideology that you've never seen. You've never been to Singapore. You don't know what the actualities are on the ground. And you are only going to go there, but yet you've already put out your ideology as being that pattern after the PAP of Singapore. I'm a little bit concerned there. Because as we all know, what we read in the papers are quite different from what exists on the ground. But I will leave you there with you.
Okay.
I'll go to the question that Sylvester is just posing to you. I'm surprised.
Victor, can I answer that? Listen.
I'm surprised. I'll give you this one now. You go ahead.
Okay, yeah, man. You can
I'm a little surprised with the way you answer Sylvester's question, because as the chairman of an organizing opposition party, to dethrone the government that is sitting down, why can't it be emphatic that you will not accept an offer from this government? Is it because you think Bwaga is watching and he might actually call you?
No, it's not. Okay, let's see. Now you see, when you do that, then when I say you're unfair, you all think I'm combative here. No, you can't do that, Victor. I came here telling you that we're introducing a different culture of politics, different style of governance. We're not here to riot, to insult, to just criticize. Someone said critique and criticism are not the same. We will be constructive. We will engage. We want our country to make progress. We are for progress for Liberia. I said that, if you were listening. And so if we see the government making errors or there are gaps, if it's a government that listens, we will advance suggestions and practical solutions to them. That's the kind of, we do our research and produce papers. You have the AID, we have a counter AID of the PAP's vision for how the country should move, which direction the country should move in. On this policy question, this is the PAP's view. On this policy question, this is how we think we should tackle problems. We'll bring that to the government. It's different, it's strange to people. You all here, even I can see that you're uncomfortable by some of the things I'm introducing, and that is the purpose of the PAP. Things we're introducing, practices we're introducing, people don't understand it yet. So we'll get there. But I didn't sit there and say, okay, if Bwaga offers me a job, I will get it. What I told you was, if your president calls on you and says, listen, I want to talk to you. Can you serve? Or there's, what do I say? Oh, I can listen to you, Mr. President. I'm going to talk to my party. I'm going to see what. Hold on. In this administration, if you all are fair to President Bwaga or to the Unity Party coalition, I'm not speaking to Unity Party. I've been speaking about the president here tonight. If you ask me your questions, it's almost like a unity government of some sort. People from different parties, from the foreign affairs minister to the mayor disaster, to people are of different from political persuasions that is assembled in the government, because they are Liberians. They're competent, I assume, and qualified for the roles if the president went after them. And so I don't see him saying, oh, I'm only looking for Unity Party partisans to serve their country. That's not what I'm saying. So you want me to say, okay, outrightly, I won't even listen to the president. I'm not going to do that. But I didn't say I'm going to accept outrightly either, because the president presents something to you, makes a proposition to you, you study, you look at it.
Mr. Sadiq, you told us the basis of establishing this political party is that all political parties fail. Why would you take a job from a failed political party?
Sylvester, I said political party culture in Liberia has been about individualism.
Individualism, and they are corrupt.
Did I say they are corrupt?
They are corrupt, and the way for you went back to the 2-week party, including this Unity Party. So why would you want to take a job from a
You've been trying to put words. You've been trying to put words in my mouth. You've tried many times and failed in all attempts. And people are listening, my man. People are listening around the country, around the world. Okay.
Yeah, I know people are listening. And someone just texted me and said press people from the president's office following very closely, so they really interested in. I know people are following for Iran. I know that. That's why I'm asking the question to you. Will you take a job from this government?
Coming now on the show now, people testing you. Coming will be doing the same. People testing
we are going to introduce constructive politics in Liberia. It will shock you, but it will move the country forward.
Honorable Ahmed.
Yes, sir.
The purpose of another political party being formed is leadership in waiting, right?
Political parties have 4 major functions.
No, you are in opposition. You are a leader in waiting, right?
You are in opposition. Eventually you want to be able to govern because you have a government, you have a governance philosophy and ideas that you want to implement. Yes.
Okay. So the PAP, the CMC, the CDC, the objective is to get rid of Unity Party because Unity Party is not performing well. Do you subscribe to that?
Well, look, if the party is not performing well, if the party is failing or has failed its people, that party has no business running the country.
So you left the Joseph Boakai that spoke to you, that inspired you, that did all of those things, now does not. So you form a new political party that can do better than the Joseph Boakai that spoke to you and the Joseph Boakai that we have now. Isn't that the truth?
We believe the country could be doing better, Jerome.
Honor your party.
We believe our party's ideas are different in terms of bringing about constructive centricism, constructive politics, inclusiveness, being about grassroots, being about people-centered, empowering young people, creating jobs, and building, modernizing the country, cleaning the city, making Liberia, giving the Liberian people something better, reducing poverty. We believe that there are ways to do that, and we are able as the people to do that. These are ideas when certificated, when PAP should have been fully certificated as a legally registered party in the Republic. You will see our actions more than our words.
Do you believe that Joseph Boakai is failing the people?
No.
You see,
as the founding chairman of the PAP, do you believe that there's a lot of malfeasance in his administration as president of the Republic?
We are observing the
macroeconomics. The macroeconomics is not moving nowhere. Inflation is going up there. Do you believe that there's hardship in the country?
Yes, there's hardship. Yeah, there's hardship in the country. We believe
untold suffering.
Well, I mean, your words, but there's suffering in the country. The poverty rate, I cited the World Bank numbers to you when I came here earlier. I cited the conditions of our people that's unacceptable. And what the PAP would do about that.
PAP will do better.
So this as an opposition party, that as a soon to be opposition party in the land, we are going to be engaged in a different way. We're not just going to sit and criticize government. Whenever we speak to a policy issue, we are doing so with evidence. We're looking at what they've done, where they fail, what the data says, and then bring counter research and counter suggestions and practical solutions and present it to them. Okay. That is the new politics that we're bringing. These people being in office less than 2 years. Jerome, there's a juxtaposition we ought to be clear about. And in fairness, as Liberians, see, we in the diaspora, people talk about us, and I put myself there because I've been in the diaspora for a long time, right? They believe that we sit over these platforms, pontificate, speak without sometimes without evidence. We just follow the social media news. That is true in some cases. Some cases, all of you are professionals. You study these things, you look at them, you read reports, okay? You ought to be fair and objective, even in your line of questionings. This government has been in office less than 2 years. You give them 3 years.
Why are you establishing political party?
Oh man, why you just knee jerk, man? Sylvester, I respect you. Let me finish.
In the 2 years.
The rules of argument. The rules of argument. All right. Somebody advances a premise, and then they're trying to make the case to land the logic. You interrupt it because you have some kind of impulsive thought about what they're saying. And it's unfair. And when I say unfair, that's what it means. Because the listening audience didn't finish.
Your position will be counter.
Hold on. I didn't have my
Pewee, let him
you see, this is not, you're not following the decorum of discourse.
Go ahead, Honorable Salif.
This is public discourse has decorum, has rules. Because we're discussing logic. If I'm making my point, I lay a premise, I'm building my argument, you interrupt me because you heard something you think is catchy. And then that's a gotcha movement. It can't work with me. See?
Go ahead.
Let's not do that to each other. Just respect one another.
Oh, yeah. May I make a comment, please?
No, you have a question?
Yeah, question and a comment.
We got 15 minutes now.
Hold on.
I'm going to come to conclude before we move on.
Okay, we got 15 minutes. He got to do a party comment. Yeah, go ahead. Then we got to reevaluate. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, let me just make this comment.
Go ahead.
Who's speaking?
Yeah, my point, what I was just trying to say, listen, this is not a kind of a monolithic conversation we're having here. Now, and the knee-jerk approach aspect of what you just said, I thought you were trying to introduce that. Unfortunately,
no, I'm not.
Now, your point, you suggested not too long ago that the government just 1 year and a half, almost a year and a half.
I want you to be fair to
now you see, you're not following the procedural methodology that you try to profess.
Because that's what you've established.
Right? So you're not following the procedural methodology.
Mr. Salif, please, go ahead.
Yeah, now you see, you just perforated your own loose argument that you just brought up.
Go ahead, Pewee. Go ahead.
Yeah, I will say quickly. The fact that we should get the government, the 1.5, get the government more time, will also move to quickly suggest there's no need to form. Because the reason behind forming any political institution is to remove a potential government from power. That's it. So if you ask us to be very kind and relax for our arms and just begin to relax and see what the government is doing for the next 4 years, there's no need to come out and be a chair of a forming political institution. What I was trying to say, and I will land here, I will just keep quiet for the rest of the show. What I was trying to project here is that as a progressive political institution, you sound to be very sympathetic towards the government, or you were agent or as a standard auxiliary of the government.
That's all you've been trying to establish today.
That's the kind of thing.
That's all you've been trying to.
Ask us, say 1.5 years is too.
That's all you've been trying to establish today.
There's no need to establish a political party.
You see, your logic. I beg to differ that your logic is flawed. Hold on,
Mr. Ahmed. One minute.
I will have to respond to that.
Yeah, I'm coming. Just hold on there. Mr. Sita will run out of time. Ask your question so he can.
Yeah, quick question.
I know he's taking notes, so he will come back to it. Go ahead.
And this goes back to my previous comment that I made. You just alluded to the fact that you are organizing the political party to take state power, and you are also insinuating that if you are offered a position in government, if the president called upon you, you will serve your country. With these two statements that you made, don't you think you are doing this just because you are seeking some kind of a gravy?
I don't have to do this to seek any attention, Mr. Sina. If you know me, you know that I have attention, I have audience, I have access.
I'm not saying attention. I say you are seeking gravy.
No, no at all. It's the misreading of me or the conversation we've been having here. I respect all of you. We all Liberians. Everybody, you're talented. You got. I don't know. I don't have to know you, Mr. Pewee, but from our engagement here, I respect you. But all I ask for is a rule of intellectual discourse. The rule is somebody has that you are fair and honest and ethical in how you deliberate, in how you argue, and how you present evidence. That's what I've tried to do, but you haven't lived by that rule. and then you find these catchy phrases to say, "Oh, I got you." You say you will take a job, and then then you're not fit to be opposition, that kind of thing. Now that's the kind of politics exactly we're trying to address here, and it's hard for you to just swallow that an opposition party will see a government doing well, an administration doing well, and says that you're doing well, and sees an administration that's struggling and says that you have challenges here. We can help. Here are some ideas. Can we sit at the table? Can we have conversations that we're not yelling, we're not screaming? You may riot. You may not riot. What is it? You can assemble people because that's allowed. It's political party. Part of your job is to inform the voters, to tell them what's happening in the country. Part of the job is to advance, to hold the government accountable. When they're not doing well, you tell them that where they're going wrong, you advance solution, they don't take it. You tell the people what's happening and how your party could make it better. All right. You're not going to remove a government as a party, even let alone a proposed party, when it's not time for election yet. Right? You have the right to document what they're doing, to demonstrate that you've been advancing solutions, you've been trying to engage this government, to hold them accountable. If they haven't listened to you, you document that, you tell the electorate when it comes time to run and kick that government out of office. That's what you do. But Pewee, your logic is, okay, they 1.5 years in office. You're saying that you haven't given them 2 years. Oh, then you don't have any basis of existing because you should be throwing them out of office now because you're an opposition party. That's not how it works. I beg to differ. That logic is faulty. That's not how it works. I've told you it's a different kind of politics PAP will advance, and that is constructive, positive politics, whereby we are action-oriented. We are about the people. We want to move the country forward to change the condition of our people. That includes even partnership with an existing administration. You can be an opposition party, you do that constructively. But you don't seem to see that as a possibility at all. You're trying to personalize it, whether I would take a job or not. That doesn't matter, man. I'm all right. Okay? I do not need a government job now to be who I am, to do the things that I do.
Thank you. Mr. Nagbe, your last round, so we can ask our partner to our guest to do a parting comment. He may have a little over 2 hours.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Gayman. Mr. Gay has been in the bag. I think he's been alerting us. I don't know. But listen, Ahmed, thank you very much again. I think you've been pretty poised tonight, even though I think you deflected some of the questions. But, I can understand, the situation you're in right now. We are in the same boat as opposition political parties, and so it's not my desire here, to make you look.
I'm a potential minister.
Whatever you want to say, man. That's all you came on the show tonight to say. To go home and say,
Mr. Ahmed, go ahead. Now we're sort of making give us a party.
Oh man, come on.
So let me, however, let me put you on the spot right
Mr. Steady, I just put you, man.
Oh man. Pewee, I need to find you somewhere.
Let's go so the man can do
it. We in the CMC, there are a number of things that we're calling this government on, and we're gonna insist and persist. One, we want to audit the legislature because we think that legislature, where your proposed political leader is a house of filth. Is rotten and corrupt. We want to audit that legislature. That's one of our things we're pursuing. What is that one thing right now that the PAP tomorrow, if you were to call a press conference, you would tell this government to quit and do right, that they're not doing right? That one thing.
Well, if you when we get certificated and because right now, mind you, Dan, we're a proposed party, man. You could put me in a lot of legal risk in terms of pushing me to present the party as though it's already a legally registered party, it's operating. It's not, Victor. We're not out of the
right now you're in the lion mouth. Got you.
Yeah, we still do. And that's why some of the questions they want me to say yes and no to, I can, because they're governed by regulations and law. I have to respect that. It's not because I'm pontificating or I want to deflect questions or I'm dishonest, not transparent, all those descriptors. There's none of the above. Okay. Victor, we are serious about what we are bringing the PAP about. If it wasn't so, Ahmed Seleke would not be here talking to you about People's Action Party. See, I don't need that. I don't need that attention. I'm not here to brag about anything, but you know me. You know, people who know me, I'm a professional by the grace of God, fully accomplished, competent. I've worked around the world. I've worked in Liberia. I've worked successfully in the US. I've led major entities, millions of dollars of portfolio. And so I can repeat it in my country. That's why I'm telling you. What I've done overseas, what I've learned overseas, there's nothing wrong with bringing it to Liberia. And that's what I've done in the past. If you check my track record for the past 10 to 15 years, everywhere in Liberia, I've had impact. Some of us don't go around bragging and tooting our own horns around here, but we've done things quietly to move the country forward. And we think we can continue to do more and do better. The ideas and the practices that PAP is proposing is strange to people. They think oppositionism is just screaming and yelling, condemning and criticizing. That's not what it is. You see, the founding father of the United States of America, where you all sit here, George Washington, in his farewell address, what did he say? Beware of factionism. That factionism was parties. It discouraged political parties. You know, because what happened in Great Britain, where with the Whigs party and the Whig and the Tories, it's you see, they're divided, they're fighting. We ran away from that. We came to a new land, built a government. They advocated for strong central government and stay away from political parties. But quickly they became a two-party state. Okay, the point here is that political parties, the functions, four basic functions. I won't go over all of them, but one of them is tell the voters, tell the citizens what is going on, what is going wrong, what is going right, what could be going better, and what to do about it. What is the alternative solution or actions that you can take? That's what PAP is introducing. No individualism, inclusive institution building beyond Ahmed Salih, beyond anybody who is a member of the party, whether big or small. That is what we're bringing here. Let's be constructive and positive and build our country for once. So,
thank you. Hope you get to do
it. I don't do it, then I don't qualify to be an opposition leader. Then you're misunderstanding our political philosophy.
Thank you very much, Amen.
Thank you very much. Honorable Salim, can you give us, you've been with us a little over, almost going 3 hours.
Yeah, are you in the US or in Liberia?
Thank you.
Your party comment, sir.
I appreciate the closing argument. This is my second time. This is my second time coming to this platform. I came here before in my capacity as an individual citizen. Ahmed Salim. Citizenship is a two-side, what they call is a sword, double-edged sword. You have rights, but you have obligations. As a citizen, you have responsibilities. And we are saying our generation, in our lifetime, we can do something about citizenship call. And that call is to rise up and do something about our country. Change the conditions of our people, change the condition of our country, not by saying it and talking it, but by doing it, introducing a different culture that may be strange to the people, but has worked in other places. Try to contextualize it, make it fit the Liberian culture and history and people, but try to fix the country, care about the people. I do not accept our young people. 60% of the population is under the age of 15. Most of these kids go to schools that don't even serve them well. They graduate, the only job opportunity they have is to be a motorbike rider, a keke rider. That is unacceptable. We're mortgaging the future of our country. Let's build institutions, vocational institutions, and train our citizens, build human capacity, go and bring new technology in the agriculture sector. Look at our natural resources, our minerals, our tourism sector. You can do something to move the country forward, to change the condition of our people. It's unacceptable for those who can afford to be flying to Ghana, Johannesburg, Dubai, India, United States for medical care. These very politicians, when our people are dying because of curable diseases. It's unacceptable when the people go hungry. It's unacceptable when someone doesn't know how they will send their child to school tomorrow. I'm saying in our lifetime we can do something about that. And like-minded Liberians at home and abroad have come together to introduce the People's Action Party. For the next several weeks, that's what you'll hear me doing exactly. I'll be introducing this party, discussing its ideologies, discussing its philosophies, its political philosophy, and actions that we intend to take. It will not be perfect, because I didn't come here with perfection. I didn't come here to tell you Ahmed Salif is perfect, is a perfect human being, that we have the crystal ball, we've discovered solution for Liberia now. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying we have an awesome responsibility and obligation in our lifetime to do something about our country and not engage in self-aggrandizing practice as we've done in the past, where officials care about themselves only and their families. They build mansions in a poor community. No rule to their mansions. You enter their homes, it's as though you are in a different country. And our people outside around the surrounding are very poor and hungry. That is unacceptable. We got to change that mindset. You cannot live in a city where the infrastructure has crumbled. A European has to tell you how filthy your city is and you get angry. We should say that this is wrong. We know how to fix it. Let's come together as Liberians and fix it. People's Action Party is here to help with that. I call on my fellow Liberians in the villages and the hamlets across Liberia and the cities of our country to join us, to join the People's Action Party when certificated fully, to move the country forward, to introduce a different kind of politics, therefore different style of governance.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That was the organizing chair of the political party to be PAP, Honorable Salih. We look forward to you coming back when you are fully certificated and become a political party. When you come back here, and I have taken notes, we will ask the exact question and see how it goes.
Let's do it.
Just like you addressed the Joseph Walker scenario, he spoke in prose when he was running. Now he's governing in poetry. And you who were impressed, you are not impressed anymore, and you join another party. So we'll see when you come back here, we'll see whether they see Ahmed. Pre-party will be the see Ahmed during the party time. Thank you very much for coming.
Hopefully it will be a better Ahmed when it comes back.
Oh, no, you are great. We look forward to seeing you. And hopefully, I would actually like to see you, and hopefully, I don't know how to call him, but if you and Sir Joseph could be here side by side, it would be great. I think it would be a great.
When necessary, when the time comes.
He's a floor member, so we can have floor members.
But like Mr. Salih's message is a total against our Joseph message.
Well, thank you. I just want to say thank you for having me here tonight. It has been an interesting discussion. I look forward to future opportunities. Thank you
very much, and say hi to the family.
I will. Thank you. Do likewise. Stay safe.
Thank you. Okay, gentlemen, when our guests leave, we'll do the evaluation. Okay, he has left. Let me go to Mr. Seaton. Let me welcome Mr. Gay. Mr. Gay, you were one of the first that I sent the link to.
I know. Everything you sent me the thing first.
You call me. You say I'm ready. I send it thing. You know, sure.
I know, man. I got something.
Let me. But did you listen to the show to be fair to our guests?
Yes. I follow the show. The show very closely.
So let's do the evaluation here. What was your take? Honestly, what was your take from the?
So, I think you need to sit with Sir Joseph because his message is coming off of putting Sir Joseph in a tough spot. When he talks about the politician now working in the interest of the Liberian people and they want to help the people, look, give it up to Sir Joseph for his humanitarian work. But I always hold lawmakers accountable for the legislative accomplishment. There's one thing to do your humanitarian work that benefits you directly or indirectly. It's another thing to do the people's job as a legislator. And we want to ask Sir Joseph, he was then representative, now senator, what legislation has he introduced and passed into law that are directly impacting the living condition of the Liberian people? Because when you listen to this funding chairman or organizing chairman, his message is completely contrary to what Sir Joseph is known for. Sir Joseph is this humanitarian. Sir Joseph is this person, even though he's a lawmaker, but he's more of a humanitarian in his action as opposed to lawmaker. Right? We have so many things unfolding in Liberia. We are not seeing the legislative action of Sir Joseph. We have seen the humanitarian side of Sir Joseph. And so that's what I really wanted to know about. Where does he stand? Because I have not seen Sir Joseph legislative deliverables. Yes, Sir Joseph, doing work in the community, his humanitarian gesture, that is a personal, kindness, goodwill, right? But it's not part of his function. That is not the legislative function to undertake projects. It's not a legislative function to, get arms. That's not your function. That's your own goodwill. Fine, thank you for doing so. But we want to hold you up to the office that you uphold and the salary you're receiving. Are you adequately representing our people, providing the necessary oversight for all the different, committees that you're a member of, or which other committees are you chairing? We want to know these things. So, thanks for having me.
Good. Mr. Seaton, your take.
Seaton is not on the show.
Okay. Seaton going to do something else. Kehleboe.
Kehleboe is off.
Okay. Kehleboe, your evaluation.
Kehleboe, you muted.
I'm saying Pewee should go ahead. I'll be next to Pewee.
Oh, why are you picking on?
Go ahead, Chief.
Why are you picking on Pewee?
No, when you go ahead.
Somebody call me.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Pewee.
Oh yes, I think you see he singled me out. That he believed that I was trying to go after him, and I don't think no. I
didn't think so either.
My first time even interacting with him, but the reason is that if you came on as a politician, the intent here is, he asked us to not move to criticize the government after a year and almost 2 years. That's what he's saying to us. We should give the government more time. Now, if you ask us to give the government more time, why are you establishing a political party? Why are you establishing a political party? Because the reason behind establishing the political party is to tell the Liberian people that this ruling establishment is fielding the people. We intend to get them out. That's it. We have to be very strategic in terms of how we intend to move the country forward. And if we are establishing political party back to back for the mere purpose of seeking government job or collaborating with government, it's troubling. Then we headed nowhere. There's nowhere you're going to see, Jerome, to say the government has gone 1 year, almost year 2, and there's a lot of ineptitude unfolding. There's a lot of insensitivity unfolding. There's a lot of incompetence unfolding. The macroeconomic is not stable in the country. Things are tough in the country. Then a major incoming opposition party is saying, no, you got it wrong. You don't have to hit them now. Let it be when we are 6 months to the election, then you can start talking to them. Are we enabling the ruling establishment? So his action proved to me generally that he's an enabler to the issue about the suffering of the Liberian people, or just waiting to see if you're going to be called on the team of Mr. Bwakana. I've got from his own discussion, on a serious note, he's a smart young man, right? Let me not call him, he's a smart man. But he do have a conflicting interest moving forward. Is that he really want to get a government job. He want to be with this. That's what I observed from the person, from the ruling establishment. So he believed that Bwaka is doing some good job. We even said for the record he even said for the record that generator sounds significantly
from the Torres Tower on the UN Drive.
Generator sounds. So that mean when you
this is Kia Radio 95.9. Touch it.
Most of the
hold on. Masare.
This one's for all the politicians, them.
Is he paying attention to the show?
behind your back, money them up pile up. Try to start your business and them quick for spoil up. Hey, well done, Mr. Politician.
Enjoy your Rasta music in the meantime. Let me call him.
Tear down with country demolition, man. Sibbly bang, well done.
I think that like commercial break that came on. Nobody that does
you done such a great job selling out the country with your business plan. Well, you forget a round of applause beyond the work you're doing. Decisions where you make will left the country in a ruins, yo. Strictly personal gain you're pursuing, so the tax rate higher than the planes where you're fluing. We gonna make you deal with the IMF, no banana box line, none of sugar cane left. The hotels and the beaches, the Spanish them.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so,
hey, you got your reggae groove.
He said, Mr. President. So honestly, that's it's just like you see here to see whenever you hear President Trump now trying to get rid of all the Democrats in strategic position here. When will you see the Democratic Party chair seeking, even talking about contemplating? Listen, what we have to do and that's my problem about a lot of the political process in the country. We have to appropriately ensure that the real forces are aligned, and then we move to push to that. Now, from the beginning of the show, quickly here, and we have to be clear, and Sir Joseph, the senator is saying he supports this process, is moving. He didn't say to anybody that he's the political leader, but he's a major player in the organization of this movement. But I will make him general. He said, man, ordinary floor member, he doesn't kind of, but every major thing setting up. The man said that he gave 100,000. He said he can't. Then he said the man himself said it. He said he can't call the man name. Come on, why are we headed, man? Listen, from the beginning of this kind of establishment of political institution, we ought to be honest. That's one of the things I learned moving forward in terms of all my political engagement in Liberia, during my advocacy days and all of things. Would love to be very honest and very much full-throated about things that we intend to do. That's what. But I thought he's a smart man. He discussed the thing about, and he's got seriously conflicted and diluted in terms of the United Party politics.
Okay, let me go to Mr. Kehleboe Gongloe.
That was a fair analysis.
Yeah.
It was a very good show. I met Mr. Smooth Talker. I think if he sat interview with me, I'm going to fail him because he doesn't answer strict questions. He presents how much in his head as opposed to going strictly to the question. But Ahmed is getting into politics for the first time. He has been in consultancy. So let him get used to that. Conspiracy theory and everything is politics. Life is politics. So you got to get used to it. Whether he was present or not present, so there are many issues associated with Sir Joseph, some positive, some negative. Everything will be thrown at him because he's an acting chair. But just quickly, guys, I will say this. I think the way Abner wants to go about, I think that is a wrong way. We all know the established knowledge is this is Sir Joseph Party. He's a founder. Because he told, how do we know? Because Sir Joseph told many people that he was establishing a political party. And he even spoke to one or two panelists on this TAC that I know, okay, that he spoke about, that he was inviting them to be part of his party. I know some friends back in Liberia that he spoke to them. In fact, for full disclosure, the chairperson of this youth, the PAP youth, is Josiah Guza. That's my picking from Nimba. Okay, we have series of conversation to say, oh, Sir Joseph is just a social affiliate member. In fact, he's not. The group of Liberia came together to couch out that narrative. Come on. I think that's a false start in my view. And Ahmed should be forthcoming. Listen, the primary objective of establishing a political party is to capture state power. Nothing less, nothing more. So if you're going to establish your party and your politicking is to be a government collaborator, say we want to see positive, we can't make suggestion, then yeah, you can make the suggestion of our political party. You don't need a political party to make the suggestion. You don't need an institution. And fortunately for him, in his case, he got a hot wire line open to Joseph Boyka. So he can easily call, he can go on the fine bombing and they kill some goats and they eat goats together while he talks. Okay? While he giving political advice. He doesn't need to be a chair of a political party. But the fact is, I will disclose this. I want to say this to Ahmed, but no, you didn't let me talk my last thing. Ahmed, the politics is, you must be clear. Your political leader, Sir Joseph, disclosed to a reputable legislator that I know, and because that legislator is a political person, also disclosed to me, who sit on the public platform, that he approached Sir Joseph, that can we work together? Myself, I'm having a political party to have the biggest opposition platform. Sir Joseph told him, I cannot do that because I'm forming my party to go and be helping vote to Joseph Boyka. If Joseph Boyka does not run, maybe I can rethink it. But this party is primarily a helping vote to Unity Party Alliance. That is why he said to them, it's out there. And not one person he said to many people. So, I mean, I'm not going to deal with this. This is his political leader, or political leader in waiting can talk a lot. You got no control on what he's saying in your mouth. Okay? So I just want to put it out there.
Good. You say you have a question or comment? Where you calling from? Your name?
This is Dewazi, Mr. Gayman, calling from South Korea.
From South Korea. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to learn my little information and maybe my understanding.
Yeah, just speak up a little louder.
Yeah, I just want to learn my little thought on the gentleman who just left the studio and the party of Sir Joseph. I mean, I just want you people to understand that the government of Liberia will establish many political parties, and this is one of the parties. And Sir Joseph is not exempted from being a close ally to President Boyka. I mean, it's just something very clear. They don't have to speak it out, but the members shows that yes, indeed, all of them from the Unity Party and the President Boyka team. So we'll find most of those parties coming in. So it's not supposed to be like, they will not be. And one thing I want everyone else to know, whether we're in the opposition or in the ruling party, that the government will try to buy in more political parties to be on their side. And I think PL, I know PL, I know AP, I know what the name of the political party is, one of them. So there should just be a clear understanding that we, from the member of the opposition, they also have a member of the opposition who is collaborating with the government. So this is one of the parties, and Sir Joseph is one. And this is just it. And thank you for having me, Mr. Gayman. Thank you guys for the show.
Thank you. That's the view from South Korea, that this is a helping verb. Somebody who, like he said, they are suspecting that the government is going to sponsor even more political parties. So they're going to be, another call, guys, 1 minute. Your name and where you calling from?
Good evening to you, man. This is Abraham Carter calling from New Jersey.
Go ahead, New Jersey.
Sorry for laughing on the show, man, but the word happy verb is so funny. That's why I had to laugh, man. But listen, man, I managed to follow Mr. Salim at the latter part of the show. But Pewee stated something. Perhaps he just seen Ahmed Salim for the first time. Ahmed was in the business of advocating for Boyka before and after his ascendancy. He advocated for Unity Party on focus on Liberia. Kehleboe Gongloe was his co-partner, equally so with Jerome Gayman. So they know, he's not a strange person when it comes to his support and loyalty to Boakai. By the way, Ahmed Sani was just recently in Liberia conducting consultancy for the very government. So if he should come on the show here and then you ask him a question, he tell you, it shouldn't be surprising to you that he says you should give the government 2 years, 6 months to election before you start to criticize them. It shouldn't be strange. That's the reason why the fact that he has fought a vehicle for it to be, quote unquote, a happy virtually for the ruling establishment, that's the reason we jumped on board. And then for him to stay, let me just post on the real quick, talking about politicians that are pocketing, siphoning the resources of the nation only for them to build fabulous home. This is evident by his leader now, Sir Joseph. Sir Joseph built a study, he got schools, he got established all over the place. Where are the roads leading to this establishment? Nothing. Where did he acquire this wealth to have this investment in Liberia? So you can't be talking two sides of your mouth. I'm sorry. Also, Sani should not be any strange person on the platform of Pewee. You have a logical question. You have to do a dichotomy when it comes to your position as compared to the position what you're trying to oppose. Every opposition worldwide is the government in waiting. But if you're going to be federal government, you should give them time. No need of you to form your party in the first place. Join the government. But again, thanks for the time, man. Let me not take all of the time, bro.
Okay. Mr. Nagbe, your evaluation.
Yeah, great show. We know Ahmed very well. He's I think he's very intellectually solid, but it's clear he's new in this role, and so but I think he held his own. I just couldn't understand why he seems to put a lot of feelings into this thing. I think he was a little bit sensitive on the feelings part. I think he could have done much better to dissociate his feelings, but again, he will grow into this role. The questions that were being asked, I think some of them were fair. The question Mr. Pewee is asking, for instance, this Anna was at the UN recently, helping this government to lobby for a seat at the UN. And that's his recent association with this government. And so the questions, I think they are fair. If you were called today, called upon by this government to go and serve, will you abandon your party and go to serve? I don't see why he found that offensive. I think it's a fair question. You and I get asked on this set and everywhere else, Jerome. Why are we behind CMC? We're only grievance seekers trying to eat Musa ability money. But we stick with the issues. We have our reasons why we're supporting the CMC, and I'm sure he has very ideological, reasons. I was also surprised that he will buy into an idea that will promote a foreign governance system without, really, with the kind of guy I know him to be. He's very intellectual. He's very, very solid and balanced, like I said. But to say he hasn't gone to Singapore and yet he's going to tell us, the party will subscribe to their form of progressive action, People's Action Party. I was a little bit surprised by that. But again, like I said, we're all in the same opposition community. I think we should all, join together and do the best we can to reinforce one another. But like I said, I think he will grow into the position. I think he was sharpening, his responses. He did great tonight. I'll give it to him. He did great, and I have no doubt he'll continue to get better. But I think he needs to really think some of those questions through, because those are questions that I think will continue to come his way. People haven't even talked to him yet about how the speculations about how Sir Joseph came into his riches. He wasn't that rich until he got into government. His wealth is not as traceable as Musa's abilities. And that question is going to come up. He should be prepared to answer that question. So, but again, like I said, kudos to my brother Ahmed. Like I said, I know him. We all know him very well. He's a stand-up guy. He's in a new territory. He just need to take his feelings away and address the issues. But thank you again for allowing me to make the input.
Mr. Sita.
Yeah, man. Oh, this sensitive.
Thank you very much. I think we had a wonderful show, and the gentleman, in as much as I don't know him personally, I have not heard of him, but the fact that from this show tonight, I've evaluated him. He seems to be well educated. He's smart. He can articulate the issues. But the problem is his honesty. And in this kind of business, if you are doing this kind of business, you have to be honest. You can't say you are forming a political party to change the status quo, and at the same time, you are working with the status quo. It makes no sense. It beats my imagination. How can you be establishing a political party to change the status quo when you are also working with the status quo? What does that tell you? It tells you that you are not an honest person. It tells me that you are a grievance seeker. You are doing everything to continue to be benefiting from all of the negativities that are happening in Liberia. He espoused to this whole idea of Singapore. Yes, Singapore was just a fishing community. In 50 years, that country has been transformed. Why was it transformed? Because the leaders and the people in our country decided, say, look, we are going to lift ourselves up. The leadership motivated the people, inspired the people, and the country rallied around their leaders, and they transformed their country. The question is, can Sir Joseph provide that kind of an inspiration? Can Sir Joseph provide that kind of a motivation? Looking at his own allegedly shady backgrounds? I doubt it. So the whole thing here, I think it's just a small screen, to muddy the water, to have a multiplicity of political parties, to confuse our people, so that at the end of the day, the party the people don't want to be in power will continue to be in power. But I think we had a great show, and thank you very much.
Great. I have my own observation. One is, let me start with the George Washington that he quoted, the farewell message to George Washington. George Washington warned the folks about the proliferation of political parties.
There you go.
So if President George Washington said, why killing all the 2 million party we create, then the man say, we should create more parties. Then he created his own party. And he doesn't want to admit that the objective of an opposition political party is to take state power. If you say we will give them the opposition, we give them the suggestion, we give them the answer, and then we'll document it. If they don't implement what we want, then we'll go to the people and tell them, oh. So this brings me to what he said here. He says, our job is to be patriotic and help. So then I go to Mr. Tapper, and Mr. Tapper said, all political parties that are coming, the new ones, they're all helping verbs. And this is what the man himself said. He said, our job is to help as much as we can. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we are, a political party. Mr. Seleke himself did not even want to admit that he was a member of the party. I had to push him. He didn't want to admit that he was a member of the political party. So whether he was serving only as a consultant to put this party together, finally he said, yes, based on the logic of 3,000 members, I am a member. So, ladies and gentlemen, we had a great show, but it is to tell us too, we have had Honorable Musa Ability here 1,000 times to answer questions and listen to the folks. The platform is open for Sir Joseph to come on anytime and face us and answer the question. And the questions after questions after questions, because there are more answers that need to be had. But from our end, the show is just beginning. But for now, I think Honorable Tappet is right. Most of these parties are becoming helping verbs. And at the end, they will collaborate with the political parties in power. And if the suggestion is you don't have the person to do the work, but I have somebody who can do it. So the president said, well, then you come over. There's a merger I can see coming. We have some answers. You don't have no answers. So since we have these people, the president going to say, there's no reason to form a different party. You have the answer. You come, bring the answer. And then you have a merger. So this is not a political party. I think this is a political party established to blunt Mr. Victor Nagbe and his crew. They know that Musa Bility is coming, and he's coming with fire. So they are putting somebody either the equal or almost is equal to blunt that force. And once they are thinking that Sir Joseph may cancel Musa Bility out, and that leaves them to repeat. Nagbe, I think that's the strategy here. So you have to be ready. They are coming for you, Mr. Nagbe.
We here.
That's correct. So Ahmed, we are ready, formidable on this end, and Sir Joseph can take on Musa Bility in a debate anytime, anywhere. And we are willing to take on, you are a party in the sky. When you get situated, come back, and we go mano a mano. But George Washington that you referenced, he said the proliferation of parties and the loyalty to party is a threat to democracy. And you forming the 25th party.
And the other thing is, quite frankly, right, I'm a little shocked the way they're going about it. Usually, a political party in this formative stage that has not really been, they haven't registered yet. They haven't been certificated. And they are on a PRO bliss. I know UPP suffered this, Noah Bodolo and the rest of them. Okay. Yeah, I've seen that.
It's
so, yeah.
Here is Joseph right here. He said he called a mini lunch of the party.
So there are tactics that can be employed. Somebody can go in the probate court and propose and interpose an objection to somebody who could be canvassed by whoever doesn't want you to register, and they can go and challenge your registration documents, and you could get really, really stuck very quickly in court. So I'm also a little bit surprised by that. But again, these are modern days. These things are pretty easy now. But back in the day, you wouldn't do that because, Anyway.
Honorable Pewee, I'm reading the comment. All the United Partisans are coming to Ahmed defense. All the Joma Jala
is like, oh my God.
Joma Jala is defending Ahmed. All these people defending Ahmed.
Yeah, that's what I said. Ahmed behaved effectively today, and that's why it will please the leg of Joma Jala. He was an effective, exonerate commander tonight. And again, what he further exhibited tonight further justify that people would think that helping verbs and people are going to continue the news, right? That you're going to be this happening. So I would think that there should be a different approach towards the way you want to establish a political party. If you want to serve even as a surrogate for the government, there's a way you do it not at this stage, right? You stay in the formative stage and you try to show your true color. I thought it was a very the way approach was wrong. He understand the issue basically, but the way he went about it, trust me, in terms of this, he came to do the bidding for the United Party, and it was quite unfortunate as a funding chair of a new political party. That was a very poor work today on his part. On a serious note, it was quite unfortunate that he do that. So the leg of the surrogates and foot soldiers of the United Party will celebrate him. That was a triumphant thing for them. So you see Joe Manja, all of his feelings and jumping there and there and what have you, pushing some of his myopic analysis up front, and so it is understandable, So sometimes again, for Juma, he sees everything from a dogmatic perspective, very dogmatic, So just like if you came from the allegory of the cave and you said things, that he fixated on Waka is always correct, despite of difficulty unfolding in the country. But I want to hold Juma responsible because Juma is here doing well and other things, so he doesn't feel the pinch of what the ordinary people are feeling in the country. The rate is now 200. Juma don't know this. If you change $5 today in Liberia, Juma, please know that the people will get a amount of $1,000. 1,000 Liberia.
Yep. So you at 100,000. 1,000.
1,000. If you change $100 is $20,000 Liberian dollars. It's not really. So we deal with people every time on that side. We send things to people. So we understand the day-to-day difficulties that's unfolding in the country, Joma. So we not just blindly criticizing the government. No, I'm not one of those persons that just come and sit and blindly criticize on dear brother Joma. I'm taking from the perspective of realistic things. There can be time I commend Mr. Bwaka and the president and the Unity Party government. There was a time when they come to the hard reality for that tonight. Why will you be pushing to say you come to establish a political party and tell us, no, we shouldn't criticize the government? They give the government 4 more years. Then maybe the last 6 months, then we can start talking. By which time, the people will say, but all right, people making me say, I didn't tell. So the best government, I think we all agree. So the people, I mean, come on, man. Come on. We need to stop that.
Yeah,
they didn't get CDC. They didn't get CDC 3 months. They started
no, in 6 months, we have June 7th.
Exactly. Juma, check out Juma by your style and cool off.
Pewee, today I saw the government reducing the rice price and people are jubilating. Who are the rice importers? Foreigners. Our staple food in the hands of foreigners, Pakistani, Lebanese, Indians, Chinese, right? Our staple food in the hands. Last year, August, at the ministerial complex, this very administration launched agriculture initiative that's supposed to reduce rice input by 70%. Last August at the ministerial complex, I still had that video with a big banner, right? Guess what? That project didn't go nowhere. First and foremost, you can't reduce rice input by 70% in 5 years in Liberia when we have 0 megadance farming infrastructure in place.
Are you kidding me?
So instead of them investing in agriculture, they are celebrating rice price reducing. Temporary reduction that will not last for a whole year. This is not serious-minded government. The government are serious. We have rice need 2 things: the sunlight and water. Liberia has both. We got the sunlight and we have the water.
In abundance.
In abundance too. Why are we not investing in the soil? But you're bragging about government negotiating with rice. So what did they cost the Liberian people? Because some kind of incentive have to exchange. The rice importer will not bring the rice to the country for free. They're not picking it from somebody else's farm. They're getting that rice from India, Bangladesh area, or any other country, Thailand, to bring the rice to Liberia. So if that rice comes to Liberia, that getting on the ship, they gotta pay the bank that they got the money from to ship the things to Liberia, all of those different things. So it's not free to get to Liberia. So if the government negotiate with the importers and they somehow giving the same wholesale price to retailer, or when retailer will sell the rice at the wholesale price, then what is it costing the government to do such? And how long would this be? That part, we don't know. And if you're Liberian, you should be scared of that part.
Great, guys. It's time for us to call it night. The chairman wanted to, he said he got no paper because they're not formative yet. He said everything that the lawyer can't allow me. He asked me, what is your, I got the CMC playbook here. But I wanted to ask him, he said, no, we ain't ready yet. The law ain't require us to buy. We don't have this, we don't have that. We in a formative stage. Hey, my people, the politician in Liberia, then someone will come and say, we're doing something different. We're not playing politics, we're doing something. But anyway, guys, tomorrow, the ANC Youth Congress will be here tomorrow. And they will be on a hot seat. The ANC, Joma Jala, wherever you are tomorrow.
I trust my Youth Congress. I trust them. I've listened to them. I trust them. And I'll be here.
Joma Jala, don't come here tomorrow talking junk. And leave Kehleboe alone. There are no three skinny pigs here. Tomorrow is going to be real people out here, so don't bring your 3 skinny pig thing. Guys, let's do it tomorrow, man. Thank you very much.
Good night, guys.
Thank you.